Hello, friends, and welcome back to Boru Nation. We'll be getting started here in just a moment.
Yay.
Okay, the Wolf Dog Wednesday post has posted. Transitioning to the live scene. Oh, my face is now here. GG Peachy, thank you so much for the lurk. I'm so
I
happy
don't
you're
see your
here.
face though.
It'll be coming up shortly.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, somebody just direct messaged me on Twitch? Is that what just happened? I was confused by that notification. Okay.
You don't get many DMs on Twitch?
I don't think so. And especially not while streaming. Is that actually what just happened? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. Ooh. I don't know if you follow the YouTube channel,
No.
but I posted our first D&D clips.
Ooh. Is it all the wholesome moments?
It is a couple of the wholesome moments. That is correct. Yeah.
How do I find you?
And let's see.
How y'all doing?
Hi.
Hi.
I will post into the chat. There's a link you can click to I really like the two. I made two clips from last week's D&D stream. It's the first time I've made clips from our D&D stream, other than the one that I animated a long time ago. But I have a process now that's much more repeatable and sustainable, and I should be able to do on a weekly basis. Whereas that animation, like, took over my entire life, so which is unfortunately not something that I can just do every week. It'll have to be reserved for very special occasions. But I'm very happy with the way the clips turned out. Let's see if I can get this.
Okay.
No, it
I'm a
doesn't.
mute while I watch them.
It's Fangirl15. Well, bum ba bum. Getting everything set up for today. Yipyar, have you thought long and hard about how you want to play out your scene with the newly awakened Rumble?
Not as much as I probably should have.
Well, I mean, in some ways, the correct amount to think about it is not at all. And you just go with your gut. Well, that's interesting. When I pasted it into the chat, it pasted it both into the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat. Which you probably can't see on the Twitch side. Yeah, that's interesting. How has your week been, Yipyar?
My week's been. I don't even know how it's been really. It's been going okay though.
Were you absent for most of it?
No, I'm just trying to remember how everything's gone the past couple days.
Mm,
Work's been going all right.
that's good. Work going all right is good.
Mm-hmm.
Work, I mean, takes up a huge chunk of our lives. So when it's pleasant, it's a huge boon and blessing for us. Also, I determined that lurk commands don't count for activating the Sword of Destiny, because lurk typically means that you go AFK, which means you can't get blessed.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my laptop to turn on so I can join in this stream as well.
Beautiful.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Heyo, welcome, my friend.
Yo.
I just was telling Biscuit about how there are now YouTube shorts that will be coming out of our D&D streams every week, and I posted the first ones today from last week's. And so there's 2 clips from last week that I think turned out really, really well, that I really enjoyed. And then if there are moments, right, that you really like, make sure you let me know, and I'll try and get those included. And honestly,
what?
Go ahead.
What's the Twitch command to get to this clip?
Oh, that's a really good point. I need to make a Twitch command that links to the. I need to make like a socials command, I think. I've got this backlog of commands that I need to make. I also so typically when I go like AFK for any reason, like if I have to refill my water or go to the bathroom, or if I have to turn the camera off for some reason, I have a Jinn mask that I use for my first cosplay that I will like leave on the chair. But at the suggestion of, what was that, Yipyar?
I don't think that was Yipyar. I think that was me turning off my Bluetooth on my phone and your own voice coming back to you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Biscuit.
Hey, yo.
Trying to, where's my current set of notes? All right, we're just going to add it here. I'm going to put a star here. Socials. Maybe I can do like a latest short or something.
I mean, I think socials worked.
Yeah, socials should work, and that should get that info out. That's a really good one. So instead of doing the Jinn chair thing, where I just put the mask on the chair and then walk away, a friend of mine said, "Hey, Brian, you should just do a looped video of you dancing some silly dance." And so I've got the song that I'm going to use for it, which I can play for us real quick. And then it's been told to me by 2 people that I need to look at the, Dancing Biscuit. Look at that. Also, that is the first non-lurk command in chat. So Peach, you win the role of Destiny this week.
Is that even fair?
Yes, it is. It's to encourage people to chat. It's not your fault that no one else said anything. So,
Okay.
we have everything from the D4 to the D100. Higher the number, the higher the risk, but the greater the reward. What would you like?
I would like a D12. It's kind of underrated. It doesn't get used much.
D12. It does get used for really big weapons, though, which is always fun and exciting. All right.
True.
Here we go. Destiny rolls a 5. So a 5 out of 12.
You're dead instantly.
That's not how that works. It's just slightly below average. So, Biscuit, for the next 24 hours, your life is just going to be slightly worse than usual. I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way Destiny rolls.
I have finals in a week and a half. Why you do this to me?
Well, at least you're getting the bad luck out of the way now.
Yeah.
Yellow
Like
Holiday,
filtering
thank
it
you
out.
for the lurk. Aeolus, welcome. Thank you for the lurk as well. Oh yeah, so I will repost. Oh, nope, that's not the... I can grab it from here. Come on, I can do this.
You mean this?
Copy. You're not allowed to paste links because you're not important enough.
I'm copying your own link.
I know. And yet the auto moderator said no.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if Yipyar is important enough. It might not let him.
Damn.
You should try
Okay,
it.
if you do it. See how much Brian likes you.
It's not how much I like him. It's how important he is in the channel's opinion. Which he's a mod, and I think he might also be a VIP. But I'm not sure. He's an admin on the Discord. Like, I can't really make him that much more important in the channel. There's not a lot I could do, I think, other than handing the entire project off to him.
Okay, Yipyar, you're a new GM.
Are you ready to run the campaign?
No, but I'll do my best.
So on Sunday, I finally released the first YouTube video that I made for YouTube, which was exciting. I had to put makeup on and everything for it so I would look pretty. And it went really well. It's a how to play board game video. I'm going to be making another one this Saturday, which means there's going to be another makeup and hot chocolate stream on Saturday. Chill vibes, chill conversation, cozy times. It's going to be amazing. I actually really enjoyed the makeup stream last week. And then we've got the shorts. So there's 2 shorts from the from last week's session. I'm going to try and, generate those more and more often. Get more people here. I don't know how many I actually had my first person come to the channel because of a YouTube short yesterday. They were Romanian, and they came and just sat and chatted for a while. It was super cool while we were playing League of Legends. So that was super fun.
That is super cool. Congratulations on your first fan.
Thank you. The first YouTube-driven fan.
I'm sure you have more fans, but your first YouTube fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all in terms of channel updates. The clips from last week are about it's the scene where AO enters his room after it's been destroyed, and then a description of Baby Rumble with pictures being introduced to the party. So this week we're opening with Yipyar was the only one who did not get to introduce himself to the now sentient Rumble because he passed out. Is that correct? Why did you pass out?
Because I rolled a nat 1 on an initiative to meet Rumble.
Oh, that's right.
So I think you gave me like a level of exhaustion or something, so I had to sleep.
No, I think
I thought Rumble knocked you out when he got scared or something.
I don't remember. I think it was just like feedback from the druidic energy required to awaken Rumble. Because Rumble was really dumb.
Hey.
He was.
Now he's smarter than me.
Now he's smarter than most of the party. Like, he's the closest to being Fixit's intellectual peer. All right. Last time... Oh, right. Okay, so last week we rolled for unwarranted karaoke confidence. And today we're going to roll for actual karaoke skill. Which will, as a pair of attributes for your characters, really flesh out the karaoke scenes when we do those live. All right, so everybody, go ahead and roll your flat D20 for the actual karaoke skill contest, and we need a volunteer to take over Fixit for the evening, as Fixit's health has sadly been in decline this week, and he is not able to make it.
Do we have an updated sheet for him?
No, I think he loaded his sheet into ChatGPT, like into a ChatGPT project, and is just having ChatGPT keep track of everything for him now. I don't think he's updated his sheet at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't mind rolling for him. I don't have his stats, his current stats at least.
We'll just give him -2 to every roll, unless I think it's something different than that. It's the penalty for not being here.
Oh, I got an 18 on my karaoke skills.
AO got an 18.
And Fixit gets a 13.
That's interesting. So that you have an 18 in skill and a 3 in confidence.
I'm just shy.
I guess. You said Fixit got a 13?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I can't.
I mean, I don't think karaoke is very popular amongst kobolds. Maybe I just don't know I'm good because no one does it.
You know who I bet it's really popular is amongst the Kenku.
Oh yeah.
They're
Sure.
probably insanely good at it too.
Well, if the first person is good, then they're probably good.
That's true. All right, Yipyar, what do you got? Radio
I got
silence.
a solid 6.
Yipyar got a 6. Biscuit?
I got a 12.
Biscuit got a 12, putting her, you're now a neighbor to fix it. And Zarya. Zarya, your mic did a couple of things where it was attempting to make noise, but it did not succeed
I
in
forgot
reaching
to
us.
unmute it on my laptop. So I haven't. You've been hearing me this whole time. I got a 5.
Hi, Zar. You hadn't said
Oh.
anything the whole night.
Welcome.
Thanks, but apparently I've been muted. I forget to click I always mute my laptop, and I forgot to unmute that one.
I've done that many a time. Ooh, okay, so Zarya 5 paired with your 18 confidence, Yipyar 6 with a 19 confidence, which I think means you both have the exact same discrepancy between confidence and skill.
Basically, we're both really bad at it, but we put on a show.
You do put on a show. That's exactly what happens. Biscuit got a 17 for confidence and a 12 for skill.
Not
Fix
so
It's a
bad.
13-2, and Ao's an 18-3. So I think Ao has the largest discrepancy between skill and confidence here.
Mm-hmm. Extremes all the way.
The night,
By the
yeah,
way,
it's
your
also.
stream does like me. I
My
can
stream-
post links.
Oh, nice. Oh
Sorry,
yeah, look at
continue.
that. That's wonderful. We also, right? We now, we finally have all of our animated emotes. Caro is hard at work on the still emotes. I believe there's just a few more of those coming, four or 5, and then has agreed to work on VTuber skeletons. So they'll have like all the pricing information. We're going to do an intro session so that we can ask any questions that we want about the process, how involved we can be to save money, because if you do your own rigging, you can save a lot of money that way, but then you have to learn how to do VTuber rigging. But that's the part that we could do, right? Unless you trust yourself to draw as well, and then you could do the drawing and the rigging.
Nope. I mean, I know Peach is good at drawing, but
Ooh. Pete,
Not
why didn't you
really.
let me know? I could have commissioned something from you.
No, I'm not that kind of good at drawing. But thank you.
I don't know. I've heard really high praise from what I consider to be a reliable source. You have international acclaim, Biscuit. Recognized on a global stage.
Yeah, I'm popular in DR, guys.
yeah, there you go. Great first step.
I'm in America.
Did you say America too? No.
Yeah, we like you. You Canadian, you. No.
Yeah.
We like you as a human being. We haven't seen your art yet, so I guess we have to
Sure.
withhold
That is
judgment.
true. I can't attest to the level of your artwork, but I can say that you're a great human.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into Yipyar's introduction to Sentient Rumble. He has patiently waited over a week since he awakened Rumble to make this introduction. So Yipyar, we're going to go by the same rules. There's going to be 3 scenes, an intro, an activity, and a conclusion. You're going to let us know what you want to do for each of these segments, and then you're going to make a flat 20 roll to see how well it goes. So what would you like to do for
I
the
feel like
intro?
Yipyar should get some advantage. Just, being the the awakener.
I am okay with you. Is everyone familiar? Also, keep it tucked. Welcome to the chat. Welcome back. Happy to have you here this evening. I don't know if you've seen all of the popular things happening on YouTube. Oh, I wanted to let you guys know what the analytics were saying. So prior to me releasing shorts, the most views any of my videos had gotten, actually, so the Sleepy Meeple video, the animated video, got like 350 views. And then my next highest view count was like 150. I had one weird Teamfight Tactics video that took off to 400 or 500. Our two Kobold shorts between the two of them already have over 1,000 views, and I posted them an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Wow.
So that's going well. Uh-oh. The Kobold Chaos where AO gets introduced to his room only has a 50% like rate. Somebody disliked that video.
Actually?
Yeah.
Might have been me.
Unhappy about having your room destroyed?
No, I'm kidding. It wasn't me. Who dares?
All right, so Biscuit, I think, appropriately suggested that Yipyar get advantage on his role for the introductory scene with Rumble, Awakened Rumble. But there is actually an in-game mechanic that we haven't been utilizing that I think fits more appropriately here. So there's something called Inspiration. And essentially the way that it typically works, I think in rules as written, is that each player can hold up to a certain number of Inspiration die. I think it's actually just one. And then anytime you do something and you feel like it's a really important story moment, you're allowed to add your Inspiration die. And the rules as written say that I, as the DM, can award them however I see fit for playing your character well, or staying sticking to your character, or doing something that while you as a person might not have made the decision, your character would. And so it's supposed to be a reward system. But my favorite way to use the inspiration system actually goes a little bit something like this, where at the end of every episode, if anybody has a moment from another character that they really liked, you as the players get to award another character with an inspiration die. And what this does is it lets you give feedback to each other saying, hey, I really liked the way you role-played this moment, or I really liked the way that you did this in today's session. It also incentivizes each of you to use your inspiration die every session, because you can only hold one at a time, and if you're going to probably get one at the end of the episode anyways, you might as well use it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to retroactively let Biscuit award Yipyar an inspiration die for having Awakened Rumble. And what that means is when Yipyar makes this roll for the introduction of Rumble, he can choose to also roll a d6 and add it to the total roll for a new wonderful total.
I have to decide to do that before or after.
You can decide after. But I feel like it would be really cruel to Biscuit to not use the inspiration die.
What if he uses it on his activity instead of his intro?
I don't know. Let's ask Biscuit.
Please hoard it if you want to. I am happy to give you hoarding dice. But
Okay.
just use it this session.
Yeah.
Yipyar, keep it tucked wants your autograph. I don't know if you have a system set up for that yet.
Yeah, I don't have a system yet for autographs, but I'll work on it.
Get it mailed out to Keep It Tucked. Maybe a digital
I'll
autograph.
Yeah, I'll need an address or an
A
email.
signed photo of yourself or a signed photo of Yipyar?
Yipyar, you could write Keep It Tucked across your chest. Send him a nice,
In-game?
tasteful shirtless picture. Yipyar sends me, at the risk of providing too much personal information, every Monday, Yipyar sends me a picture of himself with his shirt off.
Yep.
It's a
And I
fun
get
little
one in
tradition.
return.
And he gets one of me with my shirt off in return.
That's such a happy romance.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Yep. It's to help encourage us to lose weight and get healthy, you know?
It's been working really well for me. I think every time he sees my body, he's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm way better than that.
Aren't we like the same weight now?
No, you're still 10 pounds lighter than me.
Anyway, I'm not gonna use the inspiration die on this first roll.
Well, you can't roll yet because you haven't told me what the activity's supposed or what the intro is supposed to be.
Oh, okay. So the intro, everyone else has already met him,
That is correct.
and so I wake up I believe someone put me in my bed.
Yes, I love to
Maybe it
take
was
you
just-
to your bed.
Oh,
It
okay.
seemed like a better place to leave you than on the floor in Ao's room.
Did you tuck him in?
It's not like you
That's a
could
good
put him in
question.
my bed.
Your bed got eaten.
I know.
I'm just gonna say I like put him on the top of his bed. He was passed out. He doesn't know the difference. It's fine. I didn't know if he was hot or cold.
Why is it?
Sorry, what did you say? I got distracted.
Okay. So right now where we left, Rumble was in the middle of the Bookfinder 5 lounge in the in like the central area where you guys have like the bonfire pit. He had just been comforted by Oh, that's right. There was Biscuit made him cry a lot. And then Ao came in and comforted him and like got his confidence back up by failing to sneak around. And then Fix It like had some really wholesome moments where they like reviewed. So right now what's happening is like Fix It is kind of like tucked into into Rumble. And they're going over like the Rumble baby book, all the different photos. And so that's the scene that you get to walk into as Fix It's just wrapping up, ready to like head out and do his cell phone thingy. It's okay to forget things. It makes the storytelling more interesting. So you come too.
Yeah. And where did we leave off again? He's out there in the main area with Fix It, right?
Yes, he's out there in the main area with Fix It. Fix It is just standing up to leave.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll wake up, realize I'm in my room, someone tucks me in, and I'll walk out into the main area. Sorry, what?
I didn't tuck you in. I just left you on your bed over the covers.
Okay.
Well, John, thank you so much for the YouTube subscription. Happy to have you here. I have a small inkling that might be Keep It Tucked as a doubled persona.
I like how you pointed that out, by the way. Like, no, you're not comfortable, by the way.
No, he said
Yeah,
someone
I don't-
tucked him in. No, specifically, I did not tuck him in.
Zarya
said
just
that.
wanted you to know that your comfort came secondary to getting you out of her hands.
I didn't know if he was hot or cold. I didn't know. I was just like, well, bed better than floor.
I super appreciate the YouTube subscription. Thank you. All right, Yipyar, you're waking up. Do you have any wake up stretching routines that you do? Oh, Zarya, did you kiss him goodnight?
No.
Are you lying?
Yeah, so I think a morning routine, I normally do shine time every morning.
So you groggily stumble out of your room, intending to head over to Ao's room for some shine time.
Yeah.
And there's an awakened baby Boulette in the way.
I think I then realized, like, oh, that's what I did before going to bed. And so I'll just be like, hey, Rumble, how's it going?
Rise and shine time? That's amazing.
Yeah. That's what we call it, rise and shine time. For the morning shine time.
All right, and
Yeah,
now
I just want to,
you can make your roll.
say hi to... Oh, you're going to make me roll? Okay.
Yep. Who else would I make roll?
I don't know.
Rumble.
Yeah, that's a 3.
He's really groggy.
He is really groggy. He hasn't had his morning shine time yet.
Wait, don't you feel like kind of inspired though?
Well, even if I use an inspiration die, it's only a D6, right? So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's only a D6.
Yeah. So I'll pass on the inspiration die for this one.
But I think a 3 makes for a really good story.
Yeah, definitely. I probably run into him when I walk out of the room because I'm so groggy.
Yipyar accidentally stumbles into the prone Rumble. But Rumble's in a really good mood. Because he just, finished looking at the baby book.
Oh yeah, and all the memories that we made that he probably doesn't remember most of them.
Yeah, he doesn't remember any of them. He was not sentient. He remembers y'all's like smells and has like a general emotional attachment to each of you. But this is your first time to like meet him as an intelligent character. So you've stumbled into a baby Boulette, and he goes, "What? You stepped on it? Why did you step on my tail?" He kind of taps you with it.
Really... He hits me with it?
Yeah, knocking you onto your butt.
Oh. I'll just say that's really loud. Okay, it's really early. I have not got my shine time yet.
Oh. About that, you might not be able to do shine time this morning.
Okay.
I kind of accidentally destroyed the shine time tub.
Oh. That's okay. I don't actually need the tub to do shine time. I make the spores.
It's okay that I broke the tub?
We'll fix it.
I just meant fix it. He's wonderful.
Oh yeah, he could probably actually help fix it because fixing something is also called fix it. Anyway, yeah, kind of where he got his name a little bit. So I'm sure he's able to fix the tub if we get him in there.
That's good. I'll go get him right now.
Okay.
Rumble bounds off. and like tries to get into the door that Fix It just went into, but like doesn't fit. And so he's just like sitting there struggling to get the door open because he doesn't have hands and he doesn't have a bookfinder license, so the doors don't automatically open for him. And he then like he rams his head into the door a couple of times, but like not hard enough to break it. But then he just sits down, sad, because he can't open the door.
Yeah, if you would like, I can get you to the door. We can turn you into something smaller for a brief period of time, and we can go through the door that way.
For some reason, Rumble gets like a vivid emotional reaction on his face. He clearly does not want to be turned into something else. He has memories of being turned into other things, and like those memories make him very uncomfortable. He's not exactly conscious of why, but you can tell from the reaction on his face that that is not a path he wants to go down.
So you didn't like it when I turned you into a rabbit all the time?
I remember feeling different. And different and unknown are scary.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I could see that, but also like I'm used to being different, and then I'll quickly like turn into a wolf and then back again.
That's you do it too? But also I think it's important for you to remember that when you shapeshift into something, you retain like your mental stats. And it's only your physical attributes that change. But when you polymorph someone, they obtain like the attributes of that new thing. And so if you were to polymorph him now into some creature, he would lose his intelligence, which I think is rightly frightening.
Yeah, I think Yippyar's intelligence Yippyar's intelligence of 8 might not comprehend that.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever read Flowers for Algernon, but that's the vibe that I'm getting from the situation right now. Like, you literally just granted him intelligence, and he's seeing the world for the first time, and then you kind of just threatened to take it back away from him.
I guess I kind of did without meaning to.
Yeah.
Which is why I got a 3.
Yeah, so it might be really appropriate, though, if you just, for your activity, want to go into AO's room, and you have the Druidic spell Mending, don't you?
No, I have Druidcraft.
Oh, does that have a Mending style effect?
Not really, unless you allow, like, the growing of vines and flowers to mend something.
Well, I mean, that would probably work.
Yeah.
Whispering.
I don't think like he completely broke the tub. He just kind of.
Wait, we're talking about the tub, not my bed?
Your bed is gone. It was eaten.
He ate your bed. Your bed's completely gone.
Out of shame, right? It was like he went on a wanton rampage to destroy your bed, realized what he had done for the first time, and then ate it to cover it up because he didn't know any better. No, because it's harmless, like tiny harmless sensory effects, I don't think I can let you use Druidcraft to like, because I was thinking maybe you could use it to like essentially craft a tub out of vines or something, right? Like a very natural looking bed or a very natural looking hot tub for spores. But I don't think this spell will quite cut it.
Yeah, no, after reading it a bit more, it wasn't the spell I thought it was. Yeah, it's kind of just like a harmless sensory effect and making flowers bloom and seeds open. Yeah.
However, this would be really good for a photo shoot because you could, get that beautiful wind for people's hair, right? Beautiful lighting on their face.
The flowers just right.
The flowers just right. But so he doesn't, the door is already broken to Ao's room, so Rumble can get in and out of Ao's room with no problem. Also, Fix-It went to sleep, so I don't think you're going to be able to wake him up. It's also really good as an excuse for why he's not here today, is because he's asleep both in game and in real life.
I think Fix-It does have the mending spell, but I think he's the only one in the party that does.
Okay. So it looks like you'll either have to use one of your higher level spells that you think is close enough in effect to something that would let you fix the... if you want your activity to be fixing the Shine Time Tub with Rumble, which I think Rumble would really appreciate. Or fixing the bed once you notice it's gone.
Yeah, I might have Shape Stone. Let me see.
Did you say shape bone?
No, stone.
Oh.
Sorry.
Because that would have been like, could you imagine if AO gets back and you've made him a bed entirely out of bone?
I think I would like pick that actually.
I think Biscuit would be really like that too. She'd probably request
Oh
one.
yeah. Yeah.
Is that true, Biscuit?
Definitely more.
Please make me a bone tub.
A bone tub.
Shape it
Okay,
in the
that
skull of
came
one of your
wrong.
enemies.
You know what? Okay, just erase that. Wholesome.
Nope.
Somebody please clip
Nope,
that.
it's too good.
You know, if you're watching it on the Twitch channel and you hover over the screen, there's like a little movie clip thingy, right? And if you click on that, you get to clip something and it posts automatically to the Twitch channel.
Please, nobody clip that.
Yeah, I do have Shape Stone, so I can do that.
Shape stone. Okay, so do you want your
Yeah.
activity to be reshaping Shine Time Tub and bed with Rumble?
Yeah. Sounds good to
Shine
me.
Time Tub and bed for AO with Rumble. All right, go ahead and make your flat 20 roll.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Wow. Are you going to use the inspiration die?
Do you want me to? I guess a 20. It's the only way you can get above a 20, right?
Yeah, it's the only way you could get above a 20 on this.
You know, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
I got a 1. So I got a 21.
That's perfect.
That's
You're
amazing.
welcome.
So please describe to me this experience of reshaping the Shine Time Tub in bed with Rumble as a 21 out of 20.
Yeah, I want to order some additional like stone to be brought so I can make it a bit bigger.
Okay.
And try to make a bed that both he and AO can fit in. As
Wait,
well
for
as Teddy.
normal Rumble to fit in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if it's just me in the bed, I have to like sprint across it just to get out.
Well, you're married now, so also your wife.
Yeah, that's true. Are you planning for the wife to fit in the bed as well, Yip Yar? You do know he's married and that he's on his honeymoon.
With the 21, could we make it like a bunk bed where they sleep on top and and Rumble's on the bottom?
Absolutely.
You're gonna make Nana Sarah climb to the top of a bunk bed.
No, because Rumble sleeps on top.
Hey, we saw her
Naturally.
flip during
Rumble
the
does
wedding, okay?
not.
She's acrobatic.
You
Yeah.
just has to lift her up every night.
Well, and you can probably actually make it so that so Boulette's burrow, right? So Rumble probably feels way more comfortable if you essentially dig out a huge pit in the bottom of Ao's room, and with like an entrance that he can use, and then shape like the chamber down there using your shape stone spell, and then use some of that high quality stone either to line it and then make like a nice stone frame up above for old Nanasera and Ao.
Yeah, I can even like turn into a badger or something to help dig or something.
Oh, there you go. Partner digging with Rumble. That's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
we remember your badger digging days back in our Tema episodes.
Yeah, especially when I went over to go meditate while the rest of them were continuing to dig.
Oh yeah.
Digs out a huge burrow for Rumble to sleep in, and then creates a very nice bed for old Nana, Sarah, and Ao, which lies over top, partially over top. Well, okay. I guess it would be a hazard, I think, if like one side of the bed was just over a huge gaping pit that Rumble sleeps in.
You just put a rail on it like bunk beds have.
Yeah.
But then like they both have to get into the bed from the same side.
You could put like a walkway. Like
That's
a
Or
little...
true.
maybe the burrow is an open air. Maybe it's a tunnel.
A tunnel that just
It's like, a
like
little cave.
ends up under the
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind
Nice.
of thinking he could have like his own tunnel system down there.
tunneled burrow. The tunneled Rumble burrow. Okay. I like that.
That's cool.
All right. And now describe to us all the features that you put into your new stone-shaped Shine Time tub,
Oh, it's still very basic.
which is unfortunately not made out of bone, to Biscuit's dismay.
Missed opportunity.
You
Yeah,
said it's just
still
super
very
simple?
basic. Yeah, it's super simple. I spent the majority of the time helping out with the burrow and the bunk bed.
Shine Time tub. So describe to me how you get Rumble to assist you with this, right? How does his ability to like dig through and eat stone interact with your ability to shape the stone, and how do you use the two skills together to craft these two things, these two, or finish these projects?
So I think I definitely start with the tub and be like, hey, so this is a stone tub, and so I try to explain to him that like I can shape it and stuff, just
Okay.
like I can change my own shape.
I
And then
felt like that explanation ended really abruptly.
Yeah, sorry, got distracted by a dog.
Nice.
I mean, he's pretty smart, so I feel like he kind of explains to you how you're doing.
That's true. He is smarter than you.
It's smarter than me.
It's like, oh,
Make-
you're using the elements. Like, sure, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
He has a rudimentary
I-
understanding of architecture.
I'm wiser than him. I'm just not more intelligent than him. So it's definitely showing him like I'm shaping this tub, and we're gonna go shape the stone over there, and like I buy some more at the kiosk to bring in, or I was going to. You said he could eat stone?
Yeah.
I think he would show me that, because I don't think I would know that he could eat stone.
Yeah, well, he definitely would show it to you while you were doing the burrowing part, right? Because he realizes that he can help make the hole and he can help shape it the way that he wants, right? Because you now that he realizes you're essentially making him his own little room, he gets very excited and very into it, and he loves it. And he asks
there's some
if
place
he
you
can
call your own.
have a book too, just like the baby book, so that he can, you know. He's like, it would be really cool if there were like lots of books that like, I don't know, could I read them? Can I just have books? Are there more things like the baby book?
Yeah, we can definitely get you some books to read.
Can he like read books? He doesn't have thumbs.
He doesn't have thumbs, but he does have claws. And I'm going to
Just
say
like
if he's
Kane.
very careful, and or you get some specially made books, that he would be able to participate in the joyous world of reading.
You know, I know someone who's even bigger than you that reads books that we read.
You know someone that's bigger than me?
Yeah. I think I'll try to arrange a meeting for you to meet Kane.
Kane. Sounds delicious.
Yeah, he's an ancient dragon.
All right, well, so for your conclusion, you're going to try and arrange a meeting with Kane.
Yep.
Go ahead and make your
Yo,
roll.
that's so good. That's so good.
You're not gonna believe it. It's another nat 20.
It actually thematically fits because remember that one of Kane's like driving purposes is to have conversations with interesting people, and a freshly awakened Boulette is something that he would never have met before.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see that every day.
And I want to invite the squad too, if possible.
Squirtle.
When you say the squad, who are you including?
Oh, the adventuring party. AO, Biscuit, Zarya.
Okay.
Unless it's just for those two to meet by themselves and not with the rest of us, then that's fine too.
No, you can all go for sure. Yipyar reaches out to Kane, promising an interesting conversation. And the whole party sets out to Kane's office. Yeah. So you get there, and Kane, the giant ancient dragon, right, has his little spectacles all the way at the end of his snout, and he has a tiny little book resting gently under one claw, and he is slowly turning the pages with the tip of one claw, one page at a time. It's a normal-sized book. He is a giant dragon. I need you to imagine this, because in my head, that's the way it looks. And he looks up, and he says, "So, what is this interesting conversation that you have promised me?" Pretty sure that's Kane's voice.
It is now. Kane, this is our friend Rumble. He is newly awakened and is now sentient.
It's such an honor to meet somebody bigger than me. Kane gets like a look of genuine surprise on his face and says, "You awakened a Boulette?"
Yeah, we rescued him from some humans that were like using him as a pet and for entertainment, and then he's been traveling with us ever since. And I just learned how to awaken things through my druid craft, and I felt like it would be the right thing to do.
So Kane stands up, like, quickly, and is obviously very excited. His tail starts to whip back and forth, and you hear a loud crack, 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 as it, like, hits the stone and breaks it on the ground, breaks the floor a little bit as he's so excited. He holds out like one massive ancient dragon claw to Rumble, and like they touch claws for just a moment in this form of like giant lizard greeting that you've never witnessed before. And it seems as if to both Kane and Rumble, the rest of the world ceases to exist. They become immediately engrossed in conversation because, no offense to the rest of you, Kane is the first actually intelligent being that Rumble has really had a chance to talk to. Not that like Rumble's like a genius. What was that, Yipyar?
I was just agreeing. I said you're not wrong.
And so they have like a really good conversation, and Rumble, right, is just full of curiosity and questions, and Kane is delighted to explain the many intricacies of the world and the way it works. And like what ends up happening is after about half an hour of really like excited conversation between the two of them, Kane promises like essentially like Kane identifying like the weaknesses of Rumble's knowledge, like says, "Oh, I'll have like essentially a library delivered to your rooms, for you to peruse, and then you can come back and we can talk about all those things, and you can ask more questions."
By the way, I feel like Fixit would have taken a picture of the moment they touch claws
Yeah.
for the book.
Of the moment that Kane and Rumble touch claws in greeting. Go ahead and roll the D4 for the number of pages that you get to make into the baby book out of this.
4.
4 pages. 4 pages. Nice.
This is a big event.
This is a big event. Okay, so you
now
got 4
AO's room
pages.
gets a library.
Well,
I feel
Rumble's
like
little
my
burrow.
room is like a theme park.
It also has a giant tree statue of me. I just feel like that's important.
Yeah. It does, like right in the middle of the room.
Right in the middle
Yeah.
of the room. You actually have to pass the giant statue in order to reach your bed. Every time you go in and out of your room, there's just a giant statue of Zarya. So Kane turns to you, the party, and says, "This was a truly delightful conversation. As promised, I will bequeath upon each of you a solitary reward for your efforts in bringing this to me." Yeah, so everybody essentially asks for something, and Kane will give it to you.
I'm not prepared.
I want a weapon. Hi, Kane. Been a while.
Hello. And now you're only bonded to Tema, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
but I mean, he was at my wedding, so we have a different kind of bond.
They were both at your wedding, and then they just argued with each other in the clouds.
Yeah. Made for great fireworks.
That's awesome. And so he like looks at you, and he gets like a slight look of disgust on his face. And he like he's like, "Okay, you're not one of my kobolds, but I suppose I can still give you something." And he like chips off a piece of one of his nails and like gives it to you. And so you now have a dragon nail dagger.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's great. And I mean, like, I'm still one of your guys, just saying, like, maybe not employee of the month this month. We'll see. Still a run for it. But hey, I still consider myself kind of, in the Kane gang, if you're all right with that.
Okay, so you've been promoted from toe knife to nail.
to
He's-
dragon
I think he's
nail. To dragon
I think he's
nail.
dual wielding these daggers. I don't think he's replacing the old one.
No. I can open my own nail salon now.
Okay, so you now have the toe knife, you have the dragon nail dagger, and for the dragon nail dagger, it's also going to be a +1 quality. It also counts as magical for things that like can only be damaged by magical effects. It also does, in addition to its 1d4 +1 damage, it also does 1 fire damage.
Awesome. Thank you very much, boss.
So, with that being said, who else has a request?
I will request. So this isn't for me, but to make it so Rumble can more easily get through doorways, can we make the doorways bigger?
Oh. What? Okay. I'm trying to type in chat and it didn't work 3 times in a row. I'm gonna try this one more time. Did that? Why is it? I don't understand. Okay. Board Game Brie, thank you so much for stopping by the chat. I was just trying to type like the scrunchy face and it didn't work, but that's my response. I apologize for that technical ineptitude. You can request to make the doors bigger, and yeah. So Kane says, well, I'm pretty sure you can request that through the Canic terminals. Just have them modify the room doors. That's absolutely something that you can do. What might be more difficult and a more appropriate request, and he produces, seemingly out of thin air, a Bookfinder 5 license for Rumble.
Oh,
Awesome.
and gives, so he gives Rumble a Bookfinder 5 license. Complete with 100-bit cane, so that, he
Does
can
Rumble
spruce
now
up.
have like a collar type thing that he could like attach it to? Like,
He does not.
I'm a logistics person.
He doesn't have he could probably use like a lanyard or something or some sort of magical device because he doesn't have opposable thumbs. It's going to be very difficult for Rumble to pull things in and out of a pack. Oh, but he does have like that headband, right? If we come up to our picture of Rumble, that was essentially installed by his former owners. And so honestly, with y'all's help, you can probably find a way to slide the card in there, and then because it's got what is the fantasy equivalent of an RFID chip, whenever he walks up to one of the doors, it'll just open.
yeah, that works.
Like it. I approve.
There you go. So there you go. That's a Yipyar request, an AO request. Do we have a Biscuit or Azaria request?
Or a fix-it request.
I have a feeling
Hi.
that there's another request for a bone tub incoming.
Bone tub's gonna haunt me.
Can you say that again louder?
The bone tub is gonna haunt me.
It's very important that we enunciate for the clip.
Okay. Biscuit does have a request. Kane, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you as well, daughter of Tema.
Picture this. Me, 90 feet in the air. Nothing to stop me from falling. I would like to be able to get back to the ground, being without losing. What is it called when someone falls and it's really fast and they don't slow down?
Death.
Falling? Is this a trick
Gravity?
question?
Terminal velocity.
Terminal velocity. Oh, okay. Is that the word we were looking for? Was velocity?
I don't know. My intelligence is what, 8?
Mine.
Yes,
Yes.
velocity.
Okay, so I would like to be able to come down from 90 feet in the air without losing velocity and not die.
And not die. How much pain?
Moderate. Let's say
That's a
no
good
more than
question.
6 out of 10.
That's a good question.
Oh.
Next time, let's roll for pain tolerance.
So, are you like requesting something that essentially just lets you land
That lets me land, yes.
at full
A
speed?
parachute.
At full speed from 90 feet in
At
the
full
air.
speed from 90 feet in the air. I wonder. How fast
Wait, you just want to do a superhero landing?
would you be going if you fell 90 feet? Mm-hmm.
You don't want to put ring of
Yeah.
feather
I know
fall or
how to.
something?
I just want 76. Please convert.
I missed
And
what Yapier said.
freedom units.
A ring of feather.
No, because she
But-
doesn't want to lose the speed.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is almost helpful. Oh, so 52 miles per hour is how fast you're falling after 90 feet of free fall. That's really fast. Have you ever seen like the a 9-story building? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is terrifying. Inertia was actually a really good. Yeah, I wish I had seen that in time. Inertia was suggested as the word that you were looking for.
Ah, inertia. Thank you,
alright.
Bird Game Bree.
Did okay, so 52 miles. Have you ever seen like the video of like somebody? They like either had an AI do it or like ask a computer like, what would it take for a human body to survive a car crash? Have you ever seen one of the images of those?
No.
Let's see if I can find it with a quick Google search. Human body designed to survive a car crash. It's like strangely haunting. Yep. This is what it looks like. Get this up on stream. Boom.
Oh no. No. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Please put that away.
So like essentially like the bones are structured in such a way that you could survive a low impact car crash. You are becoming Quake. That's what Board Game Bree says.
I'm becoming quick. Okay.
And this is what you're getting?
So I guess the
Curse?
easiest way for this to happen, I was trying to think if I could give you a magical item that let it happen. I don't think I'd have to give you like the weird leg braces from Portal or something. Right? That would probably do it.
You can make her like resistant to bludgeoning damage, I guess. Would that count as bludgeoning?
Oh.
I don't know what kind of. Okay, let's Google this.
Force
What kind
damage.
of damage is fall damage in D&D? Yeah, it is bludgeoning damage.
Oh, it is bludgeoning. Okay.
It is bludgeoning. But I think what might be better is that we will put upon you a magical boon. Oh, actually, wait a second. Don't you have the ability to slip into shadows? Resistant to
yes,
slamming
in
in the
fact, I
ground
do.
damage.
Advantage in hiding in shadows.
Oh, you only have advantage in hiding in shadows?
That's all I have written.
Okay. All right. So this is what's going to happen. Resistant to slamming into the ground damage is not the route we're going to take here. What's going to happen is Kane is going to, like, almost in frustration, right, put his claws on his head and then open up a magical call portal to Timma. And Timma's going to be like, yes! And then Kane's be like, your daughter has a request. And unfortunately, I think you're more suited to it than I. And she goes, why would I grant her request? She has given me nothing. He says, I know, but she gave me something, and so my sense of justice requires me to give her an actual gift. I guess I'll give you an IOU. And, Timma sits there and thinks about it for a second. She says, very well. What does the little one want? She would like to hit the ground at full speed without dying. And Timmy says, I have quite the perfect solution for that. And so we're going to grant
just ready for it.
We're going to grant you a once per long rest ability called Slip into the Shadows, where what you can do is slip, like physically enter a shadow and exit any other shadow that you can see from the one that you entered.
Ooh.
And so whenever you're hurtling towards the ground, your shadow will be underneath of you. And so you just have to activate at the moment of impact that you slip into the shadow, and then you would essentially rocket out of some other shadow.
That's hella cool.
That
So
I
it
can
is
use
Portal.
anytime?
You can do this once per long rest.
Once per long rest. Okay.
Once per long rest, you can essentially use any pair of shadows as like a blink style ability.
This is so cool. Yep, yeah, you're missing out.
Well, I don't think, because of the way this works in my head, I don't think the ground is going to explode. And now that I have given this to you, though, please note that, like, this is a once per long rest ability. If you fall from too high, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of the physics of this. I think you would only go one. So if you fell from 90 feet, when you come back out of the portal because of the forces of gravity, I think you would actually only go up 22.5 feet upon exiting. That would be like the peak. Like if you go straight down and then come straight back up out of some other shadow, right? You would reach 22.5 feet. And we can ask, how fast if you fell 22.5 feet? I'm pretty sure that math is correct. Which is only, that's still 26 miles an hour. That's still really fast. So don't do that.
I keep falling.
Yes, but you can change the direction, right? So you can go from falling down to falling up. Which
That's
would
what I
then,
was thinking when you said that. I was like, she keeps her velocity though, so she goes back up. But then...
She does. She goes back up, and apparently going up 22.5 feet is enough to get you up to 26 miles an hour, which in D&D rules, I think you would only take 2d6 damage for that. But that's still better than the 9d6 damage that you would take from 90 feet. So
what if she can go through shadows twice? Because then she goes through a shadow again. and
No,
catches
pain tolerance was
I mean-
part of the original criteria.
Just make it that the shadow catches her instead of being a portal to somewhere else.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but-
cool with it.
Then it's only useful when falling from 90 feet, right?
That's still pretty useful.
Yes, and then fall down again, but a much smaller splat. Also, because of the way the ability is designed, it should give her a lot more versatility in the ways that she can apply it moving forward in the campaign.
That's true. It doesn't have to be from the ground.
Yeah. Also, you don't necessarily have to shoot yourself straight up. You could shoot yourself off like low to the ground, but like just a little bit up, right? And then like so that like you're still gonna have a lot of like x-axis momentum, but your y-axis momentum should be a lot less. Versatile Splat, your next band name.
Yeah. These are all the thoughts in Kane's mind, by the way. The moment he got asked this is everything went through his head.
Yeah, this is everything that went through my head when this is the solution that I decided was most thematically appropriate and engaging
I am very happy with the solution.
for your request.
Mhm.
All right, so that's what, 3 requests out of the way. We just have Zarya to go.
Ah! I'm so bad at making decisions.
Someone else needs to
That's
do it.
all of us.
I think I want something to help make people choose to be honest with me. Yep.
Wait, to make people choose to be honest with you?
Yep. To force honesty, but in
Okay.
a nice way.
All right, I
So,
don't
like,
think
zone of
I
truth
can
for us?
I don't think I can fulfill that request in that way. There are definitely ways to make people be honest. They're not ways to make people choose anything. I don't think that you can do that. So, I can either give you something that makes people more susceptible to your suggestions or something that forces them to be honest. Your choice.
Forces people to be honest.
Forces people to be honest. Okay, that's easy. Like Kane, like you see like a look of open relief on his face upon hearing your request after handling that stupid thing where he had to give an IOU to Tema. He is not looking forward to that. But I'm gonna do a sleight of hand roll here, actually. Oh my gosh, he got a nat 1. That's amazing. So he's gonna try and do the magic trick where he pulls it from behind your ear, right?
Yeah.
But like you see him like open a portal behind his back. He doesn't even do it at an angle where you can't see him pull the amulet out. He pulls an amulet out of a small portal, and then like clearly visible pinched between his 2 claws, like brings it in a wide arc to behind your ear, and then says, "What is this? Perhaps."
Whoa,
And then dangles
where'd that come from?
an amulet to solve all your problems. And he hands you an amulet of Zone of Truth. It has Zone of Truth. Misty Step is a 2nd level spell, right? Or is it 1st level?
Either way, I have it. I think it's 2nd level.
Okay. Well, no, because I'm trying to think like so comparatively, right? The ability that I gave Biscuit is essentially a restricted Misty Step. With it's like a side grade of Misty Step. So if that's a level 2 spell, Zone of Truth I think is a level Zone of Truth. Wow, this has become the Brian look up things on Google for the stream day. I just need to know what level spell it is. Can you be faster? Yeah, okay, it's also a level 2 spell. So it's a once per day you can activate the spell Zone of Truth by clicking. There's a little it's a nice brass amulet because Kane is a brass dragon with a ruby set in the center. And if you press the ruby, it lights up and creates a Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth lasts for 10 minutes. So for as long as that gem is lit up for that full 10 minutes, anybody in a 15-foot radius of the amulet can only speak the truth, unless they make a charisma saving throw.
Huge.
Beautiful.
And the charisma saving throw DC is going to use Kane's attributes. So let's look up an
Ooh.
ancient brass dragon stat block. Can you tell that I wasn't prepared for these requests at all?
We weren't either, so this is great.
So it looks like he's got +4 to charisma, so that would make it a DC of 14. Actually, no, he would also add his proficiency bonus as a challenge rating 20. How high does proficiency go? Is Yippyar, do you know, is the highest proficiency bonus 6?
That's a great question.
All right, let's look up another thing on Google.
Oh, Google!
I was right. It's +6. I should have just trusted myself. Okay.
So a DC
So
of 20?
no, it's so base DC is 8. Then you add proficiency bonus to up to 14. Then you add spellcasting modifier bonus, which is another 4, which gets up to 18. So it has a DC of 18 for the Zone of Truth. Make sure you record that in your notes for the item. So you have an amulet of Zone of Truth. You have to press the ruby, activates the Zone of Truth for 15 feet around you for the number of minutes that I
15
said.
Radius?
Yeah, 15-foot radius. So 15 foot in any direction, up, down, left, right, down under the earth. All those earthworms are going to have to tell the truth for a full 10 minutes. 10 minutes of truth party. Unless they succeed on a DC 18 charisma saving throw.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay. And yeah, so party, you can deliberate about... oh, by the way, just so everybody knows, tonight Board Game Bree is going to be the guest star on a stream. We rated Benita K a couple weeks ago when, as Cadelia from All Play Gaming was on there playing Sail. Board Game Bree, did you tell me what game you're playing tonight? I don't know if you did. But Board Game Bree has actually been invited to also be a guest on that same board game stream. So we will be rating that stream once our Dungeons & Dragons session has ended. Onitama. Is that an Arcane Wonders game? I pulled out my copy of Mezzle today so that I could start reading the rules and preparing my script. Saturday, there's going to be another Coco and Makeup stream so that I can prepare for shooting my How to Play Mezzle board game, which is it's a game that I've been told is really good that's been published by Arcane Wonders. And so I am excited to get that done. And then I think I'm going to be doing an Mezzin. Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm sorry. I'll get it right for the video on Saturday. I haven't played it yet. I'm so sorry. So I'll be doing Mezzin, and then next week, depending on how quickly I get that, my next video is going to be an All Play video because All Play has sent me a bunch of free board games, and I love them. So I definitely owe them a video at this point. Yeah, they sent me in January. They sent me like 9. They sent me a ton of games, and they're sending me a like one of those nice table playmats, which I'm very excited about. First time you've heard Mezzle. All right, so everybody in the party is now receiving... Oh, Fix-It still needs a Kinnick reward. So y'all need to collaborate about what you think Fix-It wants. And if Fix-It was...
like
Yes.
the idea of a phone or headphones for Rumble.
Phones or headphones
Okay.
for Rumble? Oh, if there were 2 phones in existence... Oh, you know what? Actually, okay, hold on. So there's a couple of different options here. So the problem with giving him a phone, like a traditional smartphone, is that he can't really interact with it, right? It's not designed for the way that a Boulette's body works, right? We have hands with opposable thumbs. We can interact with the screen like in front of our face to send texts and stuff. None of that would really work for Rumble. So there are a couple of different options for how we could do this. That isn't too much. So one thing that was really cool, I once read about this research device, and I don't know how far it got into development, where they would replace one of your teeth with essentially a phone processing chip that would vibrate the bones of your jaw to send audio signals up to your brain, because there's like an air tube that goes from your jaw into your ear, so that you could hear like phone calls from like your tooth. So we could do something like that, so that he could send and receive phone calls. Obviously, that then he could use things like speech to text to send text messages, although that, you know, it would be a very limited feature for him. If you guys really wanted him to be able to like take pictures or something, maybe we could do something like a Google Glass, right? Google has had like 4 or 5 attempts at making cheap augmented reality glasses, and they were all like really good in terms of feature sets, but like they just never caught on. Like in our world, in real life, in real life, we don't have really viable, discrete augmented reality wear yet. I mean, it's got to be coming in the near future, especially with things like eye tracking already exists. We already have neural brain interfacing that exists, right, with like the Neuralink chips, and I think there's 2 or 3 companies that are competing with that. So like really cool augmented reality interaction is coming. It's just not here yet. So, but what we could do, I guess we could just give him the fantasy equivalent of like give the audio, like replace one of his teeth with like an audio tooth, and then give him contacts that essentially let him see what the screen would see, but he can like turn it off and on by blinking in a certain way. Yeah, eye tracking's been around for a long time. There's some really interesting, what was it? I can't remember if this video was real or not, but essentially there was some version of the Google Glass where like when you were walking down the street, the Google glasses would automatically like it had facial detection, like facial recognition built into the glasses, and it would just Google faces that you would pass. And then it would put a square around people's faces as you were walking down the street, and it would pull up basic information that it found on Google about them, which is like mildly terrifying, but also amazing. Oh, it's so cool though. That would be so cool. Just having an assistant that essentially always was like, imagine just being able to like look at a store and like the Google, like having, you know how like when you're like, you can like hover over a picture and it's got like the alt text that pops up that like people can say, oh, like this is additional information about it. Or like, I don't know if any of you have played Baldur's Gate 3, but in Baldur's Gate 3, when you're hovering over like an icon for an ability, it'll have like a text blurb that pops up that explains what it does, and then you can hit like the letter T, and it'll have some words that are underlined that you can like hover over for like additional information about that keyword, right? Like what does it mean to stun something, or what does it mean to do piercing damage? And like imagine like having like augmented reality contacts that like when you looked at a storefront, right? Like you could like pull up the web page and just by like tapping on things in the air, like order things from a restaurant. Like imagine being able to like order from a menu like that. That would be so cool. I think it would be super cool. That was a huge geek out tangent. So getting back to how do you guys want to give this gift to Rumble? What sounds good? Don't everybody speak at once.
Well, the thing is, Fixit's not here right now, but he would be in the meeting, and Rumble's part of the meeting too.
Yep.
So I guess we just put it right there, like have Kane and guide us through it.
Wait, but so do you want to do like the audio chip and augmented reality contacts thing? Or, you know what? I guess maybe he can just give Rumble a magical eye?
Well, but he would have to be able to talk through it too, not just see things.
What about a smartwatch?
A smartwatch that tracks like his heart rate and caloric intake and blood pressure? Could do that.
I mean, they can do fancy things now. I'm sure you could take a call on one, no?
You can listen to music on them.
Yeah. I could see if you guys got like earbuds or whatever for Rumble. Like I just had this picture flash through my head of like Rumble in like a hoodie, like with his earpods in and like his hands in the hoodie pocket, just like refusing to listen to anyone because he's an angsty teenage boulette.
I also feel like he could get really into like podcasts or audiobooks because he's trying to learn everything.
That's true. Oh, you know what? Maybe Kane gives him a Zune with like a bunch of podcasts preloaded onto it. That might actually be perfect. So it's not quite a cell phone, but it's up Fix It's wheelhouse. Or maybe it's Fix It's Zune, but Fix It like is loaning it to Rumble. How does that sound?
Wait, Fix It has a Zoom?
Yeah, do you know what a Zune is?
Yeah, it's like an MP3 player, but worse, right?
Well, it's like the original iPod. But yeah, it was actually a really good MP3 player. iPod just marketed better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just an MP3 player, but it has a bunch. Yeah, Kane will put a bunch of podcasts on it. Okay. Fix It requested a Zune full of podcasts for Rumble. Nice. So, each of you has been given a reward. That's everyone, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's been given a reward. Kane thanks you for bringing this to his attention, for letting you come in, or for bringing, like, for awakening a boulette somehow and bringing it up to his attention. He's very happy. He also, as like a parting gift, I believe you guys decided that Rumble should speak Draconic, right?
Yes.
Now, most of the podcasts are in common. And so, as a parting gift, Kane gives Rumble one of those books that you eat to learn a language. And so, Rumble can now also speak and read Common.
That's awesome.
Officially more educated than all of us.
Absolutely.
And can now speak and read Common. Okay. Now, Biscuit, I know you said you had to go a little early tonight.
Yes.
So what we can do is we can go ahead and end tonight's session here. Now that everybody has gotten their gifts, and we'll go ahead and raid that board game stream. And then, but before we fully wrap up, so I believe Caro had said they would be available. Oh, Ayo, you sent me a lot of messages on Discord. All right, I will look at that in a minute. Was it in this? Yeah, it was in the Kobold Campaign, in the campaign art. Sunday evening is clear except between 9 to 9:30. Okay, so I would be available either from 5:30 to 6:30 Texas time. Actually, I think that's the only time I could do it. So I'll put a poll up in the Discord and we'll see if there's a time that works for everybody, and if there's not, then we'll find a time to do it. But just know that hopefully in this next week we can get each of you to we'll have the group meeting to kick off with Karu, and then each of you can choose whether or not you want to get a VTuber skeleton. Her prices are reasonable. It does cost money. She didn't like offer to do it for free or anything, but there was a lot of interest expressed in this, so I wanted to give you all the opportunity. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We need to end with our new tradition of inspiration die. So we're gonna go actually in order of contest. Ao, that means you have to go first in awarding an inspiration die to another player for something that you think that they did well today.
I mean, That's a tough call.
It can't
Okay,
be
so
you.
Yipyar already got one. It can
Yipyar
be me.
used his. So everyone is at 0 inspiration die right now.
The idea with the meeting with Kane was just too good. I'm awarding that,
Okay.
rewarding that.
Fix it. You have an or I'm sorry. Yipyar, you have an inspiration
Yipyar.
die. And Fix It, we're skipping over. So Biscuit, it is now your turn.
Well, I was gonna give you your one for asking for the doors for Rumble because that was just really cute.
Same. It was so
Um,
cute and sweet.
It was so cute. But I'm gonna give a pity dice to Fix It.
For doing nothing? For not showing up?
Get better soon. Dice.
Get better soon, dice.
Oh my gosh. Inspiration.
Is that
Die.
not allowed?
That's fine. Okay. AO to actually I'm just gonna write I'm not gonna write who awarded it, but Yipyar for drumming up the Kane meeting. Fix It to feel well soon. Okay. Biscuit, it is now Yipyar. Who would you like to award an inspiration die to?
You know, man, it's want to do all three of them, but I'll do AO for instantly, just like I want another weapon. And then getting the dragon nail, for that one.
Okay.
Greed pays off.
For instantly and without hesitation asking for another weapon. And finally, Zarya, that brings us to you.
I will give one to Biscuit for basically stumping Kane.
Yeah, that was great. Forcing him to give Biscuit's deity a favor. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty great.
Emma should be very proud.
I messed up. I was just like, well, everyone's gonna get one, and I didn't think of Fix It not being here to give.
Okay. Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is this was amazing, and I love that this is now going to be part of our process. You are each going to individually have to track whether or not you've used your inspiration die. So normally there's a spot on your character sheet if you have one of the traditional 5e sheets.
I already have one.
Oh.
There's a place on D&D Beyond too.
Yep, there's.
Where you can keep track of your inspiration die. That's good. I was going to try and pull up a character sheet, but I am now not doing that. The Benita K stream starts in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So we can't raid them. Oh? They literally just went live. All right, we are going to be instantly raiding this.
Yeah, that's perfect timing.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And
Right.
then-
GG, friends.
GG's friendos. Thank you so much for being here. I so look forward to our next session next week and to talking to you all again when we get the chance to meet for the VTubing things.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. It was a lot of fun.
Goodbye. Oh, also, start thinking about what Koboldy karaoke songs you want to sing, because that's going to be happening in the future. I really want it to happen.
Oh, God.
I already have 2 ideas
Beautiful.
of different songs.
Have a good night, friends.
Good night.
we are going live earlier because we got rated from compliments from Baru Nation based on Board Game Bree. Hello, everyone.
Hi, friends.
Thank you. So, yeah, we're super
there.
excited. Bree's here. I'm like, Bree, we don't have to wait for the timer. It's my stream. I could do whatever I want.
Yes.
So
We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever.
We make the rules.
We make the rules. Hello, everyone. If you don't know who I am, hello. My name is Benita
Legends.
Kaur. I stream board games and Mondays through Wednesdays. If you don't follow me, drop me a follow because it is my birthday month, officially my birthday month, and my goal for birthday month is to reach the 2,000 followers, and I'm 150 away. So if we could do it this month, that'd be amazing. But yeah, exactly. Do whatever you want.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. Birthday month. But thank you. Also, everyone is very complimentary, saying, Brie, you're such a cool person. Legends is finally go Team Benita. But yes,
What?
we
Legends?
have only this month. Give me this month, Brie. He's only Team Benita in April.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, everyone, we have a surprise Brie. Because Robert has no power right now. But, you know, this is a happy accident. Because I always love when we stream with Brie.
I love it too.
How are you doing? How like I know you have had like a whirlwind of conventions. How have you been?
I have. I'm happy to be at home. I'm home for like 2.5 weeks for my next trip.
Where are you going next?
Apparently, I'm losing my voice. Gathering.
Oh, you're
Gathering
going.
Of friends, my first time.
Right. Oh, this is your first time?
My first time. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, hey, thank
And
you
I'm
so much for
super
the
excited.
follow, Gigi Peachy. I really do much appreciate it. And Bree, this is very exciting because I've been going, and now we can we always say oh my gosh, we should play games, and then we just never get to play games because you know how crazy This is our chance because otherwise it's nuts. But this is all about just playing board games.
Yep. And it's just games for me. I'm not going for. We will have a game in the swag bag, but that's all handled in advance.
What are you gonna have in this swag bag? Oh, nice.
I'm pointing to where it is, right here.
Ooh.
Buffet boss.
The Cosmic Beat, I had it higher up to record.
I'm not pointing anywhere near it.
You are pointing it. So, Cosmic Beat, thank you. I will push it down. Tell me if that is better. Hopefully that will be a little bit better. I had it up for something else. But yeah, no, it's one of my favorite conventions because all you do is play board games. And that's honestly, at the end of the day, isn't that all we want to do?
Yes, that's all I want to do.
It's all I want to do.
It's very frustrating to go to conventions and not get to play board games.
Yeah.
Especially
louder.
Dice Tower West, that was in my backyard and was my main game playing convention for years. And now I don't get to play games. I played 2 games this year. Dice Tower West.
1 second. Cosmic Beat, I brought the mic closer, but keep the gain down. I love that Cosmic Beat is my tech person in chat. I appreciate you, Cosmic Beat, because I want you all to be able to hear properly. So that's always really good. Is that better? I brought the mic closer. But okay, I get what you mean. I used to go to PAX Unplugged just as a person. This was before I got into the industry. And now I barely play a game at PAX Unplugged. It's just meetings or events and seeing people, which I love, don't get me wrong, but I do really miss going to the first look area and just being taught by enforcers all the new games. I just can't do that anymore.
I've actually never gone to PAX Unplugged as an attendee. I'm trying to think of other shows. I've gone to Gen Con once as an attendee.
Yeah.
I've never done PAX Unplugged.
See,
I've never done
me,
Essen as an attendee.
For you, Vegas is your local con. For me, because Philly's only a few hours away, that was my local con, right? So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, BGG Tool.
But now
hello.
for me, it's
how are you? Now it's work. I get it.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is
maybe
better.
Maybe it's not just that you're quieter, but then I've got my scratchy, sexy voice on,
Your
and
scratchy, sexy voice.
that's making me overpowering.
Hopefully this is better.
I
We could just
promise
do a
this is
scratchy,
not how I normally
sexy
sound.
stream. That could just be the stream, the vibe today.
Yes,
So
I'm gonna go reserve that handle on Twitch. Scratchy, sexy voice.
Scratchy, sexy voice. Okay, everyone in chat, for those of you who are new here, I always love to talk about games that we've played recently and just like, you know, what have you been up to? And hey, Hackskull, hello, hello. And but causing a beat brings up a really good point. Bree, you had to spill some tea in Robert's place because whenever Robert is on a stream here, he always like discloses something that he's not supposed to, or like that he has very strategically planned to disclose. So I don't know what it is this time, but you have to talk about something.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna. This is a perfect segue into me doing my Robert impression, but whether he had something to reveal tonight or not,
Yeah.
everything would have gotten shut down by the tariffs announcement.
That's true. That's true. Oh.
And how much you're plugged into all of the details of this, but this has been like we had a long call this afternoon, and it was basically a lot of Robert just saying and then saying, you know, Benita's probably going to be mad at me because I'm going to say fuck on the stream a lot.
I am not a family friendly streamer. Have never advertised myself
That's what
as
I
that way. Yeah.
And her stream is at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Her expectations are clear.
I started streaming as board game happy hour, so like I don't know.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, that's my first like year was like I would drink White Claw. I had something called the Claudrate that I only very occasionally bring out, oftentimes when Robert is also streaming at me because it's very much shut down. Because I generally do not want to drink on a random Monday, at least not anymore. That was during COVID where no rules applied.
You know, we have a rule in our booths at conventions, and the rule is no alcohol before 1.
I think that's a
1 o'clock,
rule.
1
That's
p.m. is the earliest you can start drinking. And let me tell you, it definitely happens.
Oh, 100%.
Especially at Essen. Like at Essen, it's almost enforced, not no drinking before 1, but drinking is expected after 1.
Yeah. So, I mean, most
like I have actually had him come up to me at the booth and just hand me a beer.
Yeah.
Like, Robert, I don't even drink beer.
Well, I mean, most people in chat know that I go to Essen with Arcane Wonders for the last few years.
Oh, of course.
And and it's funny because one of the people who worked the booth, his name is Norbert. He's amazing. He's been there since like I first started going to Essen with Arcane Wonders, and he always brings like this really good white German wine, and you know Germany's known for their wine, and that preference that I like Riesling is one of my favorites. Gertenweiser are like ones that I like, and they're all German. So he always has that. So like, yes, Robert has the beer that people bring him, but I have the white wine, the Norbert, and it's such good wine, right, Bree?
It really is. It's so good. And we have at the booth at Essen, we have a mini fridge in our break room specifically to store the beer and wine. Like you open it and you're like, there's all sorts of like energy drinks and water all out on the counter. None of it is in the fridge because all that's in the fridge is beer and wine.
And the milk alternative for coffee. Like those are the 3 important things in the fridge. Germans make some amazing white wine. Stay away from the reds. I don't think I've ever had a German red. It's not really my go-to. So like I've never tried to like drink it, but good to know that it's not good. But speaking very briefly about the tariffs, because I don't want it to become like a tariff like stream. Though I mean, it's okay
Well,
if
you
it
lucked
is.
out because if Robert was here,
Yeah.
this would be
I mean,
a tariff stream while playing
Yeah.
Onitama.
To be honest, like it is something that affects everyone here. Like people who are watching like board games and they buy board games. It's you, your job,
And
me,
guess
my
what, folks?
job. Yeah.
Board games are about to get a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and like Robert had called me earlier when he wasn't able to join, and we started talking about the tariffs before. I was like, oh, I need to like go and like prepare for the stream. But like, yeah, I mean, you know, for those of you who don't know, and I wouldn't blame you, the conference was today. Trump called it Liberation Day, which makes me laugh and cry at the same time. But the tariff for China, which is where a lot of board games are produced, and obviously jump in here, Brie, if I say anything wrong, because you probably listened to it more than I did. I could not stand listening to it that much. It's
I could only listen to some of it.
I know it's 34%, but it is on top of the existing 20% for a specialty good, which a board game is. So all in all, the tariffs for board games are going to be 54%, which is insane.
The 20% was already killing it.
Yeah.
This
54%.
is, I mean, we
like,
have.
I can't
some
even
safety nets
fathom
in
that
place.
number. Sorry, what were you saying, Brie?
I can't even imagine what. Well, just that we as a business, we're a little bigger than the average. I mean, most board game companies are like 3 or fewer people, right? We have 9 employees, so we're like big.
Yeah.
And we have some safety nets in place that other companies won't have. So if things are this bad for us, you got to imagine that this is going to put a lot of the smallest publishers out of business.
Yeah.
Like there are games in China right now that we have to question whether we can even afford to bring.
Yeah.
Right? We've already made them. We've already paid the manufacturing fees. Now we don't even know if it's worth spending the money to bring them here because we don't know if we can sell them at a profit.
And, it's not just that. It's also like you are not planning for 54%, but there is no guarantee that number will not increase, right? Like, he has proven
Absolutely.
time and time again that he makes spur of the moment decisions, oftentimes based on gut and feeling and rage and being mad and feeling slighted because he has a minuscule ego, excuse me. And so it's entirely possible that like it could be like 74 by next week, or it could be 15 by next week. Who knows?
So there's another layer to this, which is he has also threatened to put, I think it's another 20% on imports from countries that import their oil from Venezuela.
What?
Which China does. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sure like you've looked at like the research of like, changing your place where you manufacture. And like, a lot of people have been saying, oh, just manufacture in the US, y'all. It's not that simple. Like there's the sheer amount of manufacturers don't exist in the US and like don't specialize in board games. Like it's just, you can't just like pick up and go somewhere else.
There is nowhere to get plastics made. Like plastics are still getting made overseas. And even if there was a robust manufacturing industry outside of China, these tariffs are across the board.
Yeah.
He's put tariffs on countries that have no people.
It's just, well, it's 10% tariff everywhere. Like, that's just the baseline. I think Mexico and Canada got spared. But, like, it's just gonna, Huxley said, when a septuagenarian with incontinence trusts his gut, it's never gonna go well. No, it's not gonna go well. It's just, it's like such a nightmare. And like, a part of me is also like, this is a very important conversation to have, but also part of me is like, this is the conversation that's happening on the internet. And like, I was born here. I'm a US citizen. I was born like in Maryland, like 30 minutes away from my house. But like, with all these stories about people being like picked up and deported, it's very scary as like a woman of color slash, and I'm just like in my head, where could I even be deported to? I'm from here, but like, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I mean, there was a guy last week who got scooped up in the deportations to El
Yeah,
Salvador.
it was a
They have,
family, a parent from Maryland where I live. He
yeah.
got deported, and I'm just like, he was a citizen. Like, he was a citizen.
They have flat out admitted that it was a mistake, but they're like, "Oops, plane's already gone. Nothing we can do."
And like, I never feared like saying whatever I wanted on the internet. Like, that's like not something I'm known for. I'm pretty much very like talk about like what I want to talk about. But I'm just, we're, like I said, you and me are going to be going to gathering in a few weeks, and almost every day I would used to go to Canada for dinner because the Niagara Falls side of America sucks. It's like a tourist, like there's nothing. There's no, like it's a dead zone. So we would always go to the Canadian side because that's where all of, like the restaurants and stuff are. And like, I'm like, do I want to risk like going across
Try to
the
come back.
border every single night? No, not anymore. And like, that's
Nope.
crazy. That's crazy that it's my concern right now as someone who was born here.
Yeah.
And I just cannot imagine the people who are here on like student visas or like green cards, because like we've seen a bunch of green card people get sent back to their country, or sorry, on student visas get sent back to the country. And like, I have family here. Like my baby cousin is here on a student visa, and I'm just like, well, that's terrifying. So like, we've already told her like, don't say anything political because who the fuck knows. Anyway, I didn't mean to like
Anybody
become
could
a
be
downer.
No, not at all. I was talking to David Sherkop from Bitey Boards. He's supposed to be coming to the gathering, but he's like, I don't know, because he's supposed to fly to Canada and then drive in with his coworker. And both of them are like, we don't know if we're gonna be able to go. Right?
Yeah.
Like driving from Canada to America with a Malta passport.
Well, I mean, and the thing is,
Question
a
mark?
lot of people from Europe come. So, like, I'm really curious
Yeah.
if there's going to be a contingent of people who are like, no, this is probably, like, not a good idea. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there definitely are.
Thank you, Hoxgull.
definitely
I
are.
appreciate it. Like, I mean, for the most part, I'm not afraid, but, like, also part of me is, like, my whole family are citizens, but, like, clearly that doesn't matter anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my dad moved here when he was 12. So, like, he's been here, like, basically his whole life, right? And it's just like, but does it matter? I don't know. It's terrifying, right? Like, the fact that...
Yeah. No, it is.
Anyway, hey, James. So, this is a board game stream, guys, but, like, you can't just ignore the realities of, like, what's going on in the world. I can't, at least. Not when, like, it can affect me and my family and everything, so... But board games are good for distractions. So let's get back to board games. Okay, chat. What have you all been playing lately? Bree, what have you been playing lately? Did you ever tell me what were the two games you played at Dice Tower West?
It was Res Arcana and the new game I was in the Hot Games room from the designer of Randy Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
The Randy Flynn game.
A new
That's
one.
kind of like Century Spice Road on steroids.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed that, but what I especially enjoyed about it was that I got to play it with my dad.
Yeah.
Who is a big fan of Century Spice Road. Really loved Tabriz.
Oh, that's so
called.
nice to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah. To be able to remember that, because we joked about it being like Tabriz.
Tabriz. I need to go get a copy of that. I streamed it and I really liked it. It's a good one.
It's really good.
Legends, you played Tiny
It's like
Towns.
a much meatier version.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, okay, so one of my favorite games is Istanbul, and it really gives me Istanbul vibes, but like a little bit more complicated, which I really liked.
Mhm.
Legends, you played Tiny Towns, Splendor, and Spy Family, and you got the Aquatica Coral Reefs expansion. Oh, he bought it yesterday.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Good timing.
Hawkskull, I know, right? Hawkskull, you finally started
That's
on
around here somewhere.
Frosthaven, and we got in a game of Shake That City whilst playing, waiting for a fourth player. Also, I love that word, by the way, whilst. It's a really good word. It is a very good
It
word.
is much more common usage in England.
Yeah.
They
As
don't really
for
use it
me,
here, but they use it all the time over
but
there.
I feel like I need to incorporate it now, like whilst. It's good. Cosmic Beat, you've been playing Crafting Cosmos on BGA. Almost figured out rules and scoring. Well, I did stream it last week with the designer, so you can always watch that playthrough
Nice.
for a rules teach. Because I definitely had questions when I was playing, and it was really helpful that Tam was there to like tell me, oh no, you can't actually do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, BJ also does tell you, but yeah, it's good. It's complicated, but like I really like it. Also, the pieces are very cool. As for me, like I mentioned, if you were watching on Monday, I was at Unpub this past weekend, so I got to play a lot of prototypes, obviously. For those of you who don't know, Unpub is Unpublished Network. It is a convention for designers to play test their games. I go because it's my local convention. It's like an hour away, and it's fun. It's really cool to like play test people's games. It's really interesting. When I first got into gaming, I got so into like buying games that I never wanted to play test people's games because I just wanted to play the games I already owned. Mind you, I have like a bajillion more games now, but like I'm so involved in the process more than I used to be that like I genuinely enjoy playing people's games because it's so cool. Like 2 years later, like seeing it on the shelf or something, or like even like next year, because like sometimes the timeline for some of these games are like pretty fast. And I mentioned on Monday I played a game that all play sign that had a little like wind up kaiju roaming around. So I'm going to talk about a different game, and I'm going to actually talk about a
I know
random.
this game. I
Do
didn't
you?
know it got signed. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, there
But
goes
Scott's been posting
Tokyo.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Scott Rogers has been posting about it for like a year.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. I'm excited that he got a sign.
I'm pretty sure it's not a secret because I talked about it on stream. But yeah, I got signed. Whoops.
That's awesome.
I did ask if I was allowed to take videos. So if I'm allowed to take videos, I feel like I'm allowed to mention it. Anyway, don't rat out on me, guys. You know, you guys are all like my 50 closest friends, so don't worry about it. But okay, so we had that. So I got to like play test some games with Randy as well. I don't think I play tested what the game that you're talking about. A game me and Randy played. It was a 2-player game. It had a lot of familiarity with Hive. I think he's gonna call it like Quiver. I don't know. It's Quiver and something or something and Quiver. And feels very much like Hive, but it's kind of like set collection-y, and there's this grid where you're trying to get these like shapes, like maybe like a triangle of all the 3 animals, and there's like 5 different animals, and every time you play one of them, they have a different power that you have to do. But if you get the shapes on this grid, you can claim it, and it's first come, first serve. So you want to claim as many as you want, because at the end of the game, when you run out of tiles, whoever has claimed more end game scoring wins. And like all the scoring is the same points. So it's really like how many you have collected versus your opponent. It's
Actually sounds a little bit like Neotopia.
Oh, you know what? Yes, it is a little. It does feel like that. It's very much like, oh, you know what? That's actually really good. Like now that you're saying it, yeah, it kind of feels like Hive and Neotopia had a baby kind of thing. But it's very much like
awesome.
small, like Hive, like it's a smaller game. I'm very bad at abstract games, but me and Randy tied because we couldn't finish the last like 5 moves because we had to get out of the room. But at that point, we both had like 10-10. We had both like claimed like 8 or 10 victory. So it was a tie. But considering it's his game, I feel pretty good that I tied with him.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, so I don't believe that one is signed. I think he is like in the process of pitching it. So who knows? Hopefully we'll see it one day. But yeah, that was like a game that I played recently.
I wish I could say I'd love to take a look at it, but with the tariffs in place right now, we're not signing.
Mm,
So we're
yeah,
not
you know, that's
we're
actually
not
really good.
budging on anything for a while.
Well, I also feel like Arcane Wonders already had their games like lined up for like 5 years.
It's not quite that far out, but
It's pretty
we do have
far.
a lot,
Yeah,
but we're still kind of constantly in the process of evaluating stuff, even if it's
sure.
for 2 years from now.
Yeah, you never know if like that like lightning bolt hits, right? And you're like, "Oh, I need this."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, speaking about lightning bolt, tell me about Furnace Duel.
Okay. Putting out there that any game of ours that hasn't arrived in our warehouse already
Yeah,
has an unknown time.
it's valid.
Like,
It's valid.
I can't say. If you had asked me yesterday, I could have given you a guess as to when Furnace Duel would be out. And the answer would have been sometime this year. It probably would have been relatively soon. Now, it's not in our warehouse, so question mark.
Yeah.
But it is what it sounds like. It's a dual version of Furnace. I've only played it once, so I'm gonna stretch my memory a little bit.
Okay.
But there is, the core elements of Furnace, the bidding, like auction bidding with the
Right.
little wooden tiles, is remains in place. There's still engine building with cards that you're acquiring through that process, but also when you bid on cards, when you complete the auction process and determine who wins cards, the compensation is depending on where, because the cards now, instead of just being on a line in the middle of the table, are on a line under a board. So it'll be
Oh.
kind of like at an angle between the two of you so that you could, like, here's the market row, and then the
Yeah.
board is directly above it. And each
Okay.
slot where a card can be in the market aligns with effectively the beginning of a train route.
Yeah.
And you can build on the train route as your compensation.
Okay.
So trying to make sure that you strategically lose bids in the spaces where you want to extend your presence on the train board
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's already like the strategic losing of bids in Furnace is already a
Yeah.
big part of the
It's a
game,
huge part
but
of the
now
game. It's
it's,
very interesting. That's why it makes the
yeah,
bidding games. Okay. Hey, Delast again. Hello. Welcome. Okay. So it sounds like it's a little bit more strategy. And, you know, I feel like a huge thing about dual games are that it's meaner. Is this meaner?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It's like the definition of a dual game. You're
I
absolutely right.
man, okay, like for those who are joining us, we talked about tariffs ad nauseum in the beginning of the stream, so you can go back and watch it. So we're not gonna get into tariffs again, but goddamn, I was like, this is one of the
Right?
games I was so excited about when I first saw a copy. Gosh, I want to say last Gen Con, like a very early copy of it, and I'm like,
Yeah, could
because
very well have been.
I
And I
mean,
think you saw this
ugh,
at
I'm so
Essen last year.
mad.
And this has the same,
Yeah, I did. It's a Quadaga Duel, you all, that is coming out. TBD, I guess.
it is coming, but TBD. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't TBD yesterday, but
Yeah, it wasn't
yes,
TBD.
and Aquatica Duel has the same thing. It is meaner, absolutely. Like, you have one opponent,
Yeah.
just like any duel game. It's you or
Oh
them, right?
man, those both are gonna be such bangers. But like for me, like I am obsessed with Furnace. It was like in my top 10 of the year it came out, which I think is like 2022. I could be wrong, but
Sounds right.
yeah. And like, you know, I
Sounds right.
just feel very close to Furnace because that was my first ever Essen and I was demoing Furnace. So I've done it. I've played this game like a bajillion times. So I was very excited for the dual version when I first heard about it. So
You know,
sad times.
I hadn't really thought about how much of this there was, but these are long stories that I don't need to tell all of, but like in a way, I kind of feel like Arcane Wonders has been stalking me up until the point that I actually got a job here. Because
Really?
looking back, it's like, okay, my very first Gen Con, which is the only one I've been to where I was not working.
Yeah.
I went to, I got signed up for some random learn and play
Yeah.
game. Like it was Dan King, Game Boy Geek, was teaching it. It was for Gunky Mono, which I absolutely love.
Oh,
And it
I
was
don't think
one of these
I've
like
ever
it
played
had a
that
massive
one.
room. It's great and it's so mean. You would love it.
It's a Renegade title, right? I'm pretty sure
I think
I own it. Like
so.
I'm looking at my like
You
board
should
games
play
over
it. It's
there.
great.
I feel like I
I'll
have
look up
it.
who it is, but
Gunky
it's
Mono.
really good.
James says,
Yeah.
"I love it. It's
We,
brilliant."
it is Renegade.
It has like an Asian theme, like a Japanese theme.
Yep.
Yeah, I own it. It's
Yep.
in my.
Maybe we
It
should
is
try to play it.
very much in
Bring
my
it.
unplayed
Bring
shelf
it to the
collection.
gathering.
I could.
It's the
I
gathering.
could. And you know, this is like a aside before I go to your story. I'm flying Southwest, and it's like the
Me too.
last 2-3 weeks before they're still allowing the 2 free bags.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a whole other rant. Like I invested in
Yep.
Southwest because I'm not a light packer. Shocker.
Bags fly free.
Yeah, and I usually like.
I've shared a room with you. I know.
You do know. I do outfit changes. I have a lot of makeup and toiletries and my hair curl. Like whatever. I'm very girly. That's fine. I have no
It's
shame.
not a criticism.
Yeah, no, I don't think you were criticizing. I'm not a light packer. It is what it is. I tried for a few years to be a light packer, but it's just not who I am. And so one suitcase is my stuff, right? And then the other suitcase I bring for games because I very frequently traveling for board games and I bring games back. And I hate paying for luggage. And I like Southwest customer service, but like I don't know. Like, am I going to still keep investing in Southwest now that the bags aren't free? Because it is a more expensive airline, but it felt okay for me because my bags were included. But now, like, I don't have loyalty to them if they're just going to, like, screw over all their customers.
Yep.
Anyway, today's the day of rants. I'm sorry.
It is the day of rants.
It's the day of rants.
I will try to keep my stories short, but I just as we were having this conversation, put together all these pieces. So I went to this Gunky Mono, teach and play or whatever they were calling it. It was in a big room. It was a room they could have fit like probably at least 40 people playing 4 to a table. And then the idea was they're going to give the copy of the game at each table away to one of the people at the table.
Okay.
Well, there were only like 6 of us who actually showed up to the event.
Oh no.
So they split us into 2 groups of 3 and Dan did the teach and we all played. And then they had like so many more copies of the game that they needed. So they gave it to all of us. And then I was still like even like thought of working in the industry mostly. And so I was like starstruck at getting to meet Dan and I got to take my picture with him with Gunky Mono and we started chatting and he said something to me about Onitama and I had never played it. And he was like, "Oh, you would love Onitama. I'm actually on my way to the Arcane Wonders booth. Why don't you go with me and I'll teach you how to play?" Because they had a demo copy out at the booth. And I walked with him and just was like, "Oh, this is so cool. I'm getting escorted to it and personally taught a game by this celebrity board game." And he taught me how to play Onitama.
I love that.
That was like, I don't know, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. And then the next piece of that was actually while I was working for Lucky Duck, I was in Poland and had through some there were like 10 of us who were supposed to be at the office. Most of us had been traveling, so there was like a lot of us who were staying in a hotel, so we were just all gonna meet at the office and play games. But for whatever reason, like everyone else was still coming back from dinner and it was just Vince and me
Okay.
at the Lucky Duck office. And he was like, we should play a game while we're waiting. Have you played this game, Furnace? Which I had not
Oh,
played, although I
that's so
had heard
funny.
many great things about it. So
Yeah.
Vince taught me Furnace. And of course I just fell in love.
Yeah.
And then I did. Now this part of it was this last piece of it was not a coincidence, but I played Furnace Interbellum for the first time at Dice Tower East the year that I went as an attendee. But the reason I went as an attendee was to get FaceTime with Robert
Yeah.
because we'd already had the conversation at that point about me coming to work for him. And I was just trying to keep things like positive and moving forward.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a chance to, you know, network and see my friends, play a bunch of games. And I did wind up interviewing with Joe also. I'll play while I was there. But even if that, I mean, whether that worked out or not, I wasn't willing to move. And they want everybody in
Kansas City.
Lenexa, somewhere in Missouri.
Yeah. Is it not Kansas City?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Okay.
Somewhere in that area.
Somewhere in the Midwest, and as a coastal girly,
somewhere
I could
over
never
there,
go. Somewhere over there.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I was there for that purpose, but also had the chance to play Furnace Interbellum for the first time. So I just feel like it's just been this kind of circular creep where
So
every time I take a step, Arcane Wonders is just right there behind me, like,
right
hey,
there behind you.
play Onitama, play Furnace, come work for me.
Oh, okay. Lenexa is a glorified suburb of Kansas City, so we were both.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Robert is a great guy too. Yes, James, agreed.
Yes,
he's
he
right
is.
now stuck with no power, and hence why he's not here today.
Yep. And actually, so he called me right before he called you
Yeah.
to ask if I could sub in. And he was like, I got to go home because our power at the house just went out. But he was still at the office. And then while I was on the phone with him, the power at the office also went out.
Oh no.
And apparently they're on like high tornado warning.
Yeah, I said don't even worry about it. Also, we're getting rated by
I said the
Steph.
same.
Hello, Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Steph. What's up, Dr. Stein? Steph and Michael,
Hi,
what
friends.
were you just playing over on your channel? Also, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you all. We're just right now talking
I'm sure
about
that they were playing something.
board games. Because we talk about Antera.
That's what we are. We're telling board game stories.
Board game stories.
And I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, let me know what you all are playing. Also, let me give a shout out if you all should go follow them. They play all the board games. Also, this is not good working. All the board games.
What a cool idea, though, for like if Origins has an anniversary coming up, like, oh, you know, the 10 or 15 or whatever year anniversary of Origins, they should be inviting people to tell their origin stories.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. I love telling my origin story. Michael, we did our top 10 of March, then played Hi-Fi, Pathfinder, Dice Conquest, and Nekojima. Ooh, very cool. Also, Bree, are you with me? Bree went away for a second. Hopefully she comes back. Oh, she's back.
Hi. I can hear you.
Michael, what did you think of Hi-Fi?
Michael,
I'm really curious about that one. Hey, Time Roller, how are you? Well, hello, and welcome. Also, for those of you who just joined from the raid, if you don't know who I am, hello. My name is Benita Core. I stream board games on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'm joined by the amazing Bree from Arcane Wonders. Because eventually, we will play a board game. We will play
yes, we will.
Onitama. I
love
realized
how we came into this and we were like, we're going to play this game 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, and here we are, like almost an hour into the stream.
Yeah.
And we have
to be honest, I had such a good time talking to you that I literally did not notice the time until just now.
And to be fair, we could still play Onitama 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
we could. It is a very short game. But yeah, okay. Well, should we go actually play Onitama?
Yeah. Let's do that.
let me find out where my game is. Oh, I need to let me reconnect to Tabletopia. 1 second. We love talking stream. I mean, that's the best part of streaming. Like, I love the game, but I also like I enjoy the talking. That's why I stream and I don't do edited live plays because that doesn't sound like fun. I like to talk. Hey,
Right?
Cult Cardboard, also great username. What is up? Okay,
Oh yeah, it is.
let's go.
And hi, Time Roller. I didn't see that. Hi. Michael, what did you guys think of Nikojima? I've heard great things.
Hello, everyone. My name is Benita Kaur, and I'm joined by Bree from Arcane Wonders, and we're going to be playing Onitama on Tabletopia. Hello, hello. Hey, Hornus. Oh, sorry. Hey, Hornus. And then James, enjoy the game. Sleep calls. Understand. Good night, and have a good
Night,
rest.
James.
Time Roller says Onitama is so good. It really is. And before we get into it, and I should have had the rule book up, because we gotta say what the flavor text is. So I'm trying to see.
Then I should also point out that there is flavor text on each card. Also,
there is flavor text on each card. Let's see if I can find. Let me go to BGG right now. Downloading it right this second. Do you have it with you?
If you can't find it, I have it.
Because these are like rules corrections.
Want me to read it?
What are the actual rules? Not the rules correction.
I mean, I also have a digital copy if you want me to pull it up and send it.
No, that's fine. You can read us the flavor text. I'm very okay with that.
Well, first of all, in case you aren't familiar with Onitama, it comes in this box, this cool rectangular box,
Very cool.
the magnetic.
It has a very nice
And then,
player mat as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The play mat fits in the box. It comes with the game. Neoprene comes with every copy of it.
Yeah.
Not a fancy deluxeified version.
Yeah, and that's
you play
the
with
base
5
game.
cards
There is
in
no
each
deluxe
game, but there are 16.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. There are 16 cards in the box, but in any given game, you're only going to play with 5 of them. So you're going to get lots of variability. I'm having to turn sideways here because just out of frame, or actually not quite just out of frame. Samus is here.
Yeah.
Just right here. She's
You are good.
top of her head is black, so she kind of blends in. Hear me. If you would prove your superior strategy and superior skill, I'm trying to figure out if I'm reading right to go all the way across. No, I'm not. Hear me. If you would prove your art above all others, when you have mastered its mysteries, then may you seek to challenge others. It is through superior strategy and superior skill that the master of masters will be known, and the true art will be revealed. The Book of Heaven, 7th scroll. You see how it's printed across this page? But you're supposed to read this and then this. But the way it's centered, it does feel like it's supposed to be read all the way across.
Yes.
And
Well,
it
we
doesn't
figured
make
it
sense
out.
when you do that. We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Also,
I just
Michael says Onitama is one of their few favorite abstract games that they enjoy.
So I missed the piece on the entry page. Hear now the words of the 8 immortals, O true sage and vigilant warrior. If you would find true mastery of the body and spirit, seek the path to the shrine of Onitama. Book of Heaven, 10th scroll. Carved into the crags of the mist-shrouded mountains of the ancient Japan lies the shrine of Onitama. It is a place of enlightenment and skill, site dedicated to the spirits that guide the schools of martial arts across the land. Masters of these schools hazard the journey to Onitama with their most promising disciples to meet within its hallowed walls and to prove their superiority in a battle against the others.
Okay, there's more flavor text to Onitama than I thought, honestly.
These contests are more than simple combat, for in this place, the animal spirits that guide the schools whisper their guidance to the masters and bolster the students with otherworldly strength and dexterity.
Ooh, thank you for reading when I know you have a sore throat, so I appreciate that.
I love reading, though. I love doing, I love being the reader when we're playing games at text.
I love that.
More
also,
than happy
hello, Mayor of Canada. Also, Mayor of Canada, have you never redeemed a Daily Claw? Because you have been here more than one time. That's wild. Same with you, Michael. You've been here
Michael
more than two
also.
times. Yeah. Hello, Anne. How are you, friend? Legends. Bree. Fun fact: the first game that he bought in 2025 is Onitama, and the first game that he played in 2025.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Legends.
very cool.
Thank you.
So yeah, how do you play Onitama? What we're gonna do, the goal of the game is to get your Emperor, like either get it into the Emperor spot of your opponent, so like me trying to get it over here, or capture the Emperor. How you capture the Emperor is if I make a move that would get me into the same spot where the Emperor is. Michael, thank you again for the raid. I'll see you in a few weeks.
With any piece.
With any piece. Yes,
with any
piece.
So I could capture your Emperor.
And to get into the opponent's spot, like the Emperor spot, it has to be your Emperor. So like if I do this, it doesn't work. It has to be your Emperor spot.
Right.
So that's generally how you win. But how do you play? I'm going to have two starting moves. I have the eel and the monkey. Bree has the crane and the frog. Those are the moves that we do. We take that move, and the black spot tells us where your pawn is, and then the blue is where you can move. And then as soon as I do it, I'm going to put it over here because on the next turn, Bree will get that move, and I will get Bree's previous move. So that way, all five are moving around, and I will get the dragon, and then Bree will get that. And then we will just be continuing circling the 5 moves of the game. The game has, I think, Bree said 16 moves in total. You only play 5 every game. And that's generally like
it's 16 in the base game, but there are lots more. There's one expansion that's just 16 more cards.
Legends, I hope everything is okay that you were leaving the hospital. I don't think you work in a hospital.
Yeah, you said that very casually.
Yeah. So I hope you're okay. Okay, so you're watching on the bus. Thank you for watching. Bree, would you like to go first as my guest?
So normally I would say yes, but actually we have a defined way of determining who goes first, which is the color of the symbol in this little corner right here on the card that neither of us have. So this dragon card in the bottom right corner, you see that it's red?
Yeah.
See how some of them are blue?
Yep. So
the fact that it's red shows that I go first.
Okay, cool. There you go.
So I will use my frog.
Okay, Legends. I'm glad that you're okay. Here.
And then, so this should go this way, so that's facing you. So now you'll know that you're going to get frog on your next turn.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
So it flips the card around because the orientation of the card matters. Like if you had it upside down in front of you, you would be playing it backwards. Because like, see how eel, you can only move your left diagonally or to your right in a straight line. But from my perspective, that's my right that you can move diagonally, right? So I can see which way you can move. Oh. So if that card was upside down in front of you, it would be a different move. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
That's why it mattered that's why you have these 2 spots here, because it flips the card to face the person who's about to get it.
That is very convenient.
That way you can see,
Okay, so
that way you can see what that card's movement will look
over here with my eel.
Okay.
And so that was going to flip over to you. Okay. And Mayor of Canada.
Yep.
They do a little bit look like that. Legends, how many expansions are there for this game? There's at least 2. There's more than 2.
There's 3.
There's 3, yeah.
So now you're going to take this frog card.
Yep.
There you go. Leia, let me take my turn and then I can just grab them and show them to you.
You can kind of vaguely see them over Bree's head.
Yes. Yes, they are just behind me. So I can see that on your next turn, you can't move straight forward. Right? Okay. Because you have monkey and frog, and neither one of them has a movement that lets you move straight forward.
I should definitely be able
I'm going to use my dragon. I can move my dragon, which gives me this sort of knight move. Lets me move forward and over 2. Forward 1 over 2. Move there. Now this piece is safe. from your pawn because you have no way to move straight forward.
Yes. Thank you, Mara Canada
There's your
and
dragon.
Cosmic Beat. Yeah, we got
There's my
Sensei's
eel.
Path, Path of Wind, and something, and Way of the Wind.
Light and Shadow.
Sensei's Path and Light and Shadow. Yeah. Hey,
Yep.
Dr.
So
Sign.
Sensei's Path is the one that's just 16 cards. Right. So you'll see this is actually all of the boxes are shaped the same. They're just all different sizes. Right. So this is Sensei's Path. Then you've got Way of the Wind. This one actually adds a component that is this neat little wind spirit, this transparent piece that's shared by both players. And then there's a whole bunch of cards in here that have movement.
I like that I can tell where you can go.
It's moving your piece and or moving the wind spirit.
So with eel, you could. No, you can't. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yes, I did the monkey.
I just lost my connection to Tabletopia.
You should be able to just refresh. It does that sometimes.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, no worries.
I might have to
good job. I played a lot more Tabletopia in COVID, but like the BGA with the async, man, like Tabletopia, if they did that, like it does feel like a more complete board game experience, right? Because like you have all these components, but then you don't have async, and I don't know. Also, you can play incorrectly.
Yep.
Like it's cool. It's a cool concept, but there's definitely things that I feel like they could improve.
I should double check this because I haven't looked in a long time. Onitama was on Board Game Arena at one point and might still be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even.
It's
I
our
honestly
only
didn't
game.
even check because I think Robert told me it's on Tabletopia, so I didn't even bother checking. Well,
I think he probably prefers that we use Tabletopia.
Oh, okay, because it looks prettier.
All right. So I see where you moved. But you still can't take my piece. But you're right that I can't take yours either.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to take mine on your next move either.
Maybe we're just playing the game of avoidance.
In a lot of ways, it can be. That and just setting up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can also see that you still don't have a way to move straight forward.
Yep.
In fact, there's only one card.
The crane. And you're keeping.
Thanks, Mayor.
Oh, Mayor, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep. Because this crane is the only way to move straight forward. And as long as I don't use it, you can't get a hold of it.
So you could right now get this piece if you use a crane. So I probably should move this piece. Maybe. Ooh, but I also want to... Well, I'm not going to tell you my whole strategy right now. So...
Well, while you're doing that, I will show the third and final expansion. Not final. It's the third and final of the ones I can show you tonight. I will say that we're working on more Onitama.
Nice.
There's more Onitama in the works. I have no timeline for anything now. I already had no timeline for that stuff.
Yeah. Legends.
But Light and Shadow.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say.
No,
Legends,
Light and Shadow adds. Go ahead, Legends. I got to figure out what to do on my turn.
Legends had said, I'm hoping to either learn Aquatica, Coral Reefs, or Unstoppable tonight after dinner. So as someone, because Bria's here, I vote Aquatica, Coral Reefs. Anyway, I'm so sorry, Brie. What were you saying about Light and Shadow?
You're fine. Oh no, just this is the third expansion that's been released.
Yeah.
And this one actually includes these little ninjas with hidden movements. So you get like a small version of the 5x5 grid behind a player screen. Both players get this, and you can move your ninja around on that.
I like that. That's cool.
And then you choose when you want to move it onto the main board.
Yeah.
So then you show your mini board, and that shows where the ninja is, and then you can put it onto the main board in that spot.
I don't think I've played that expansion. That's very
jumps
cool.
out of the shadows.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Surprise! Yes, and it is my birthday month. Today is the official, well, second day because it's not the first. It is, my birthday is April 14th, which coincidentally is a Monday night. And so I'm debating, which is my usual stream time, as you all know. And I'm debating if I should stream Monday, do a birthday stream, which I feel like I should because it is like, you know, my birthday stream. And I've always done something for my birthday. Maybe like do like community giveaways or something. Yeah, exactly, Anne. You know it's my birthday month when Legends is Team Benita. Like that's how anyone can know. Like, oh, okay. Okay, what did you do, Bree? I missed it.
I moved my master.
Ooh,
Moved my master out of the
you're
space. I
still
could
not letting
see
me have the
he was
crane,
setting
huh?
himself up.
Well, I'm gonna use the
Well,
eel,
no, but
and
I'm
then
also not letting you win on your turn because you could have with Dragon
oh, okay, yeah,
winning out. That's why I had to move him, and that's why I have to let you take that pawn because I had to move the master to avoid. I couldn't take yours, and with Dragon you could have moved to here.
yep, yep. I saw that. I was makes sense why. So I'm gonna do eel and get rid of this pawn.
Yep, I got it.
Yep,
Now
thank
this is
you.
yours. You
And I
take
take the monkey. Dragon is a really strong card. Yeah, it is a strong card. There's like a lot of different like movements. And you have to be Team Bree tonight. That's fair. You can be Team Bree. I am a firm believer that there should be at least one person in chat being a team someone else. Usually it's just me with like one person, and my guest has multiple people, which is fine.
Ah, all right. I will finally use Crane.
Yeah,
Take this piece.
makes sense. So you moved backwards, right? Basically, that's what you did. Yeah.
Yep. So Crane was facing here. When it was Crane was facing this way, and I was able to move
Yep.
diagonally towards me.
And you are usually Team Benita. I appreciate that about you. You'll be Team B
Team B.
tonight. That can
I
be
like
both
that.
I love it. It's both of us. It's non-committal.
Mm-hmm.
Dead last again. Legends is Team Benita. I know. Birthday month. It's a special time of year, man. It's a special time of year. So this is kind of like a big year. I feel like it's a big year. So I'm turning 35. And I am celebrating by renting a private karaoke room, and it's like at my favorite like Chinese and Korean barbecue place. Yes,
Oh.
I said Chinese and Korean because that's what they do. They do both.
love
And this place,
I've had weirder. I won't lie.
it's very good. And the thing is, because it's like Chinese, and I'm saying this in quotes, they have more options than regular Korean barbecue place. Like they actually have a pretty good like seafood selection. So like they're like garlic shrimp is freaking amazing. So I've been to this restaurant a bunch, and they've have private karaoke rooms, which I've never done. But I'm like, I don't want to do like the typical like going out in DC thing. I've done that a lot. I just didn't want to do it this year. So I got a room for like me and like 12 to 15 people, and we're gonna have barbecue and play karaoke, and it's gonna be very fun. What is the name of this place? I don't know if I want to tell you all the address of this place. I will tell you after my party's over. No, I'm just kidding. Cosmic Beat, it's called Nosh Grill. It's in Maryland. Nosh, Nosh Grill. It's very good. I love it. I love it a lot. The vibe is a lot of fun too. My favorite Korean barbecue place is Iron Age in Rockville. Nosh is probably a second, but Iron Age doesn't have private karaoke rooms, so you know, Nosh went up. Okay.
So we have great Korean barbecue places here, and I mean we have great everything here in Vegas.
Yeah.
But like one of the places that I really love, which is not Korean barbecue, but it is Korean.
Hold on 1 second.
Partially.
Yeah.
Is a place called Comex. And it's fast food. Like I guess it's technically fast casual. Like you order, and actually no, you order from the table.
Okay.
But it's so cheap. It's hard to not even think of it as uh, as fast casual because it's like ridiculously cheap, and it's Korean and Mexican fusion.
Ooh,
Hence the name
that
Comex.
is like a good Mexican fusion.
It is.
Cosmic
It's really,
Beat,
really good.
why are you in Nova
Like
a lot?
bulgogi tacos.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Really,
Why
really
are you
good.
in Nova a lot? Because I actually don't live far away from Nova. I live on the DC, Maryland, Virginia border. So I'm not like in Maryland. I'm very much on that border. Good night, Hawkskull. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I know it was very, very late for you. Good night, and I appreciate your kind words. It has been a rough, rough time. Cosmic Beat, if you should let me know. We should like meet up at like a cafe or something and play a game. Like that'd be kind of cool, like, with you and your fiance and stuff. If she is into games, or if they're into games, excuse me. Okay, what did you do? I'm sorry,
But
Bree.
growing up, oh sorry, I moved my master from here to here
Yeah.
using eel.
Okay, cool.
Growing up, there was a restaurant near my house called the Beijing Islamic Restaurant, and it was exactly as billed. It was two separate menus. It wasn't fusion, but it was phenomenal food, both Chinese and Islamic food. Just really, really good.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
I
and
wanted
it
to.
was like a married couple, and one of them was Chinese, and one of them was, I don't actually know where they were from, but they were
Yeah,
Islamic, and they just decided to start a restaurant called
I like
Beijing
that.
Islamic Restaurant.
Hey, Slivers. Hi, 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 hi. Like, the food scene in, like, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area is very good. Especially, like, in the suburbs of Maryland because rent is cheaper. So you can get, like, a lot more, like, a lot more, better international food than, like, DC. Like, DC food is good, don't get me wrong. But I think, in my very subjective opinion, the suburbs of, like, Virginia and Maryland have much better, like, Asian food, for example. And like I'm really worried about because like the whole ecosystem of this area is based on the government and government jobs and federal like contracting and things like that. And because of these like massive layoffs, not just in like the government but in all the contracting positions, like my sister-in-law is probably going to be affected and things like that. Like they're worried. Look, people already have less disposable income because of like these crazy prices, like eggs being like $100. That like they think restaurants are gonna close. Like 1 of every 5 restaurant in the DMV, or 2 out of every 5 restaurant in the DMV is gonna close because people just don't have jobs anymore. Which is like,
Yeah,
very like,
that sucks.
which is like these are like all these like unintended consequences for these like 3 states or 3 areas in particular, which is so sad. Yeah, today has been like a really depressing stream, hasn't it? Like talking about very real world topics. I'm sorry, Bree, you did not sign up for that.
I mean, to be fair, I was going to tune in as a, in chat either way, and I was fully prepared for this to be a Robert venting nonstop about tariff stream. So, if anything, we have put a smile onto otherwise
Okay, I'm
a
glad.
painful topic.
Okay, I'm gonna move that. Today's Wordle is the name of a card in Dominion. Really, Mayor Canada? What is it? And Cosmic Beat, you just said Crane's is one of your favorite restaurants. I actually went to Crane's for my birthday a few years ago. I did their omakase, me and my family, and it was amazing. It was so good. I'm pretty sure Crane's has a Michelin star, or I'm almost positive. It's very good. I still haven't like figured out where I want to go for my birthday, so TBD. And that's the thing. It's like usually on my birthday evening, I go out to a restaurant. So, and my birthday's the 14th, but it's a Monday. And I stream on Monday nights, and I kind of want to stream on my birthday because it's fun. Like last time we did like play Jackbox games, but I'm like, should I just stream in the afternoon? I don't know, and go out, or like go out on the 15th because like my dad is a CPA, and like going out on the 14th is not always the easiest for him, but he does it anyway because he loves me. So I'm just like, I don't know. There's like lots of things.
That
like, which
reminds
one
me, I need to file my taxes.
I already filed an extension, but I had to pay my quarterly taxes, so that was fun. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunate that I don't have to do that.
Yeah. Okay, my turn. Ooh, I was really
Yep.
hoping you wouldn't move your emperor.
I mean, I'm not gonna just let you win.
I mean, you could have.
I
Okay,
could have,
you
but
could
I'm
have.
not going to.
Okay, I just need to see your dragon. Your dragon, if you do
Yep.
this, you
It's
could
like
move.
the forward movement is like a knight.
Yeah, you could
Oh,
have.
you don't play chess.
No, but I understand what you're saying. You
So
could move there, there. That wouldn't affect
I can move.
my emperor.
I can move here, but I can't move this way
But
because
the
it would take me off the board.
and your emperor, could your emperor
You
move?
you have a problem. Yeah, my emperor can move.
I don't want to do
You
that.
can't. You're kind of stuck either way. You
Oh,
move your emperor, and I can move my emperor into the master spot. If you don't move your emperor, I just
yeah.
turn
Wait, how
him
can you move your
into
emperor into the master spot?
with the dragon.
I thought the emperor
It
could
moves
only move
forward
here.
1 and over 2. No, the emperor, any piece can move using his,
Right.
right? So the dragon,
Isn't it?
the
It would
emperor
be
is
right here. It
here.
would be here, right? At the where my hand is.
No, it would be here. It would be here. It goes forward 1 and over 2.
Oh, I definitely played
Forward
the
1
emperor
over 2.
wrong. I
I saw
I don't
you, the dragon.
I don't think so. I thought the
I
I was
look right
reading.
here.
You're right. I was reading it upside down.
Yep, and that was why I was saying earlier that the orientation is really important
It is very important.
because you don't have to turn the screen around. You can actually see from your perspective.
Yeah.
If you flip your screen back, you can look at my card and just see
where it is. You're
where
right.
I can move.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I messed up anyway because with the dragon, you could.
This is what's commonly in chess called a fork, where there's two. It's normally in chess, it's two pieces that are lined up so that if you move out of the way of one of them, the other one enables you to win, but you can't move out of the way of both of them.
No. Well, I
In
feel
this case,
like
there's two ways to win, and I happen to be able to set up both.
I'd rather you not kill my emperor, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And I will dragon to here, and that is
nice job. GG's in chat for
Thank you.
Brie. She has moved
Thank
her
you.
emperor into my seat. So let's get some GG's. Okay, but yeah, this game is quick. We'll play one more time for sure.
Okay. We can take 5 different cards.
Yeah, let's restart. I wonder if we can restart and we'll get new ones.
Oh.
Let's see if that happens. Yes, GG's.
I did give us new cards. That works.
Nice.
One of them is the same, Neil. The only question is, do you want to rotate it so that you're going first? Or you could just go first, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just go first.
The Mantis card technically says that I go first, but I think that's only meant to be for the first game. All right, so Tiger is interesting. Tiger, you can either leap forward or crawl backwards.
That's cool. Then I can do the goose, which is basically like a Tetris symbol.
I saw so many geese when I was in Indianapolis last week.
Yeah.
There are at least 4 geese that live right outside of the hotel that we stay in. And it was like each day I saw one more goose. So I was like, I know there's at least 2. I've seen 2 together. And then on the second day, I saw 3 together.
Yeah.
And on the third day, I saw 4 together. One day they were right. I was staying on the first floor of the hotel, and they were literally right outside my window.
That's awesome.
And all I wanted,
so many?
And I don't even know why I wanted this so badly, but all I wanted was to hear them honk. And on the last day,
loud honk.
I came out of the front of the hotel because Dustin and Ryan were coming by with their rental car to pick me up, and there were four of them, and they were in like two groups of two, kind of like, I don't know, maybe 20 feet apart, honking at each other. It was amazing. It was exactly what I wanted.
I'm really happy that you got honked at. Like I said, not a family-friendly thing. Actually, to go. So, like, Casey and I have a podcast, for those of you who don't know, called
Yes,
The Feeding
go listen to
Phase.
it.
And our March episode just dropped, mind you, April 1st, but that's okay. It's close enough. It was a day late. It's okay.
March 32nd.
March 32nd, exactly. Thank you. I'm going to use that. It dropped March 32nd. And we did a bracket style in honor of March Madness. We took, at that time when we were recording, the top 16 of BGG, and we like entered it into like ChatGPT to come up with like a bracket. And we did it based off of the March Madness, meaning 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15. Like that's how March Madness does it. But then like for this next set, we just put it into like an AI thing to like kind of like spit out like what would win. But the thing was, both Casey and I had to agree on what went forward, which was difficult to say the least, because like we have similar gaming tastes, but there's definitely like divisions of like what type of games we like sometimes. And so like I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was really interesting to see what games I had to just like let go of versus what she had to. What game made it to the final four, and then like I'm a little surprised about like I'm not going to say anything. What game finally ended up in our bracket, but yeah, Cosmic Bee, I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was like one of like our favorite games to ever record, our episodes to ever record, because like it was just so funny. Because like we definitely had moments where like, seriously, really, are we really gonna put this game through? Like, is this really winning over XYZ game? Why I bring this up is because we are trying to do this thing where it's two broads end. We kind of did that a little bit for season 1, but because in 2025 it's season 2, we wanted to stick to like a way to label our episodes just for uniformity, and I think it's like a cool way to do it. And so it's two broads and something. And for this episode, we called it Two Broads and One Bracket. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't Google it. But
yeah, really don't.
So anyway, I thought
Speaking of not family friendly,
exactly.
I love it. But
Anyway.
you know what would be super fun is if you know how like the brackets are usually like you've got your 16 that you start with from one division. The other division also does 16, right? And then they play down until they've each got their winner, and then their winners play each other.
Yeah.
But your other 16 should be food.
Ooh.
Right? So you do your bracket of 16 foods.
Oof.
And then when you have a winner,
Our
your winner from the board
loves.
games faces off with the winner from the food bracket. You could do a whole episode just resolving that last bit.
And Mayor of Canada, hopefully it's not a game one can find at Target. #BoardGameSnob. No, I don't think the winner is a game that you can find at Target. Can you find like any top 16 game on BGG at Target at this point? I feel like they kind of moved away from super strategy and they were going to like slightly lighter. But anyway. And Mayor of Canada, you asked what's the next board game convention. I am going to Gathering, as is Bree. That is both of our next conventions, actually.
Yes.
Okay, let me play this game. Well, I'm gonna play. I'm so nervous about the Emperor, honestly. If I play the Tiger, I don't think you can play anything that will counteract
No,
that.
Tiger's the only one that can move forward too.
Yeah.
There's no dragon in this game.
Oh, Jaws of the Lion is 11. Okay, thank you. I stand corrected. One out of the 16 you can buy at Target. I forgot that Jaws of the Lion is available at Target. But anyway, yeah, great episode. You should listen to it. if I do say so myself.
This space is still safe.
Right now, Casey and I, we're recording our April episode on Sunday, and we're like debating on like what our topic should be. So that'll be fun. Okay, so I'm here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play the goose. You got it for stupid cheap at Target like $20 ago. Yeah, I don't think Jaws of the Lion is as expensive one either. Okay, guys. I'm in this zone. I got distracted, but I'm in this zone. I'm hoping to win this 10. We'll see, though.
Okay,
it's
sorry, I didn't see what
Wednesday,
you
so it's
did.
like it's a little bit like have people figured out what their like weekend plans are? Like, Bree, what are you doing this weekend? Hopefully recovering and resting.
Weekend. What's a weekend? Oh, I mean, what am I doing this weekend?
I don't know.
Well, I have nothing on my calendar for this weekend.
Oh, okay. That can
That's
be a good
crazy.
thing sometimes.
Packing? No, not packing. I still have 2 weeks.
We still have 2 weeks.
I don't know. I really don't. I'm sure there will be board games involved.
So, as you all know, I'm very close. I have a lot of family in the area, and I'm very close to them. My younger cousin, he is on his school Bhangra team. He's actually the captain. What is Bhangra? It is Punjabi dancing. I am Punjabi. I grew up with Bhangra. My dad used to do the culture show at my temple. I love Bhangra. Anyway, it's a very big Punjabi dance. It's fun. You should Google it. Look at YouTube videos. It's a lot of energy, high energy. It's almost like an aerobics class, honestly. Anyway, very proud of him. He is the captain of his team. And for the Maryland Bhangra used to be really, really good. My dad was on the team a bajillion years ago when he was in college. My whole family has really been going to University of Maryland. I went there too. And so now my cousin is continuing the tradition of my family going there. And for a while, the Maryland Bhangra team was so-so, but then the last 5 or so years, it's gotten a lot better, and it's been really good the last few years. And Dead Last again. Thank you for gifting a sub to Mayor of Canada. Whoa, 10 subs. What? I missed that. Can
What?
we? Oh,
Wow,
you gave
thank
it
you.
to
I just got a gift
Huxtell,
sub.
Bree, Sharp Clue, and Board Games, Hornist, Mayor Canada, Trombone Dalek, Beyond Dead, Deadpan, and Lost Burritos. Can we get, and we're also on a level 3 hype train because of that. So can we get some hype emotes for Dead Last again? Thank you so much, Brian. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. Look at all these people can have subs now, and then they can drop flavor text emotes. That's great. And thank you for the 100 bits. Yay! We're 85% of the way to a level 3. That's amazing. I don't even remember what I was talking
Plus,
about.
that gave me a chance to pull up and watch some Bhangra on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah. It's fun. It's super cool. I grew up doing it. I am very the only time a flavor text I know. I'm very, very proud of him that he's a captain, and why I bring this up is that George Washington University for the last 20 years has been having this competition called Bhangra Blowout. I went when I was in college, and he's performing, his team is performing, they're competing and everything, and so I'm gonna go and support him, and also I'm gonna go with my sister-in-law and I are going together because she's very into Bhangra. She was on a Bhangra team when she was in high school or in college. So yes, that is what I'm doing this weekend. That was a very long story to explain what I'm doing this weekend, but I feel if I just said Bhangra, no one would know what that is except maybe a few people. Thank you for the 100 bits, Cosmic Beat. I appreciate you. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, if people haven't seen Bhangra on YouTube, you should look it up. And also, obviously, I will be posting on my Instagram because I'm obsessed with my little brother. He's amazing. So I'm going to be posting a lot of videos of him because he's so good. Like, it's amazing. Like, because, like, he's, like, 15 years younger than me. So, like, I feel like he's, like, I feel like I had a hand in raising him a little bit, you know? And so, like, it's, like, I'm, like, it's so cool, like, seeing how he went from, like, you know, a little bit shy on the dance floor to now, like, being the captain of a dance team, which, it's insane. Like, I'm very proud of him.
That's awesome.
Oh, hey, Firewind! How are you? It's been forever. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Look at that. Now we're 90% of the way through, you all. I'm proud. Thank you. Anyway, yes. What is everyone else in chat doing this weekend? I'm going to go see a bunker competition and record a podcast. But I'm a little bit jealous of your free weekend. I don't remember what that looks like.
Believe me, it's kind of mind blowing for me as
Legends! Thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Now we're 95% of the way there. Look at that. Also,
Nice.
Bree, are you waiting for me?
Mhm.
Okay, my bad.
I am, but it says you disconnected.
Oh, let me reconnect. I'll take a second. Yeah, Mayor of Canada, what's a free weekend? I swear to God, like, as soon as, like, the weather gets nice, and weather has been pretty nice in Maryland the last few weekends, your free weekends go away. It's just poof, bye, in the air. Okay, let's see. You got the tiger now. I feel like I had a plan. Ooh, you moved something away. I was
I
planning
did.
on
I moved.
injuring
This
you.
piece was here. I moved it away.
Okay, that's valid. I get it. I'm gonna move the eel. Legends, last weekend